we bring you this week's flight sim news with thanks to SayIntentions. Murph pressed some buttons. Then we check out the new MOZA AB6. Moving on from that, we're going to be checking out Cheat River Island by Parallel 42. Then previewing a World War II Yorktown Carrier by RedWing. Hello? Hello? Right, now listen, I can explain. Do you know the way you set everything up? You don't touch it, everything works, and then when you turn on your computer again, nothing works. Welcome to Wednesday, and welcome to the news. Hope you're all keeping very well. And yeah, right. Who's in charge? We don't know. But we'll start off with tonight's news. Naughty Gnome, friends, has received his new gadget and hopefully installing. The power came on. The Sim, he's back flying. Yes? Right. We were many days close anticipation what was going to happen next, but he's finally, I do believe, back in the skies. So a boulabus round of applause for Naughty Gnome for sticking it out as long as he did. The poor old devil, he was up against it, wasn't he? But anyway, you're all very welcome in. Tonight, yes, we are covering this week's Flight Sim news with thanks to SayIntentions. We're going to be checking out all the headlines making their way around our beloved flight simulators. Also, we're checking out this, the MOZA AB6. It's a brand new force feedback joystick available for Flight Sim. From we're going to go over and check out some software, Parallel 42 with Cheat River Island. And then a new upcoming aircraft carrier by RedWing Simulations. It's literally, I pressed nothing and then everything started working. And right, you know. But what we're going to show tonight with the MOZA AB6, more than just ye old hardware, you see. Yes, look, I've buttons here, look. Wait till you see the stuff we have here, look. Oh, Jesus. So more than just the buttons, we're going to talk about some of the software when it comes to this. That's the wrong way. Zoom it in there now, you big ape. We're going to be talking about the software, lads, right? Because the software with this thing, when we talk about software, when we talk about profiles and how they can have an impact on your sim, on the very aircraft that it is you're flying, it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. So we're going to be checking out this gadget now. It's fully mounted, as you can see, with the desk mount. And I'll tell you a little bit about it. Pricing, what does it come with, and how does it behave? And if you have any questions, well, we can answer them live in the chat as we check out this piece of hardware. Right, so it's all systems go. Stop slagging me hands. I've normal size hands. Gibbo! Blame Gibbo. Speaking of which, we're also going to be checking out a brand new sponsor to the channel. Something I'm very excited about. Flight Sim Tease. Irish Sim. Flight Sim. Brilliant, right? We'll be checking out what they have been getting up to, as it's a new company just after starting up, and they make very nice apparel, as you can see, right? And we'll be checking those out now in a minute. Oh, look, I have a button for them as well, look. Yeah, look, isn't only brilliant, right? So we'll go back and have an old gawk at that here now in a moment. Not only that, but because you guys are so incredibly awesome, well, there's a 10% discount just for being a viewer of this channel. So we'll be checking out that in a little while as well. Did they do Hawaiian shirts? I couldn't tell you, but sure, listen, we'll find out. We'll all ask the questions, you know. But yeah, it's been a mad day and a mad week. And yeah, right, technical things. I'm usually kind of good at this stuff. But tonight, it all escapes me. But either way, I'm very excited because this is a great bit of kit, and I want to kind of show you the good, the head scratching moment, and I've yet really to find bad, and that's being honest. I have the AB9 along with the MH16, so I'm very kind of familiar with MOZA hardware, also with the R5, with the truck steering wheel, and also with a racing wheel. I won a race last night, so, you know, that's how good it is, right? If I can win, you know. But I'm excited for this hardware because it's bringing us into a new kind of area when it comes to what your hardware can do. And we'll be chatting a little bit more on that, as I said, later on. When it comes to profiles, it's very exciting what you can do. So I'll show you what the crack is. But anyway, who's here, look, on this Wednesday? Sure, it's 16 degrees outside. Who's in charge? The weather's gone absolutely friggin' nuts. Who's in charge? But anyway, as world flight continues, we'll take a breather as we check out the news. So you're very welcome in, lads. Airlock Doc is in the house. Tonight's news, Murph will explain why Force is good feedback, indeed, and how MOZA is not cheesy at all. Oh, and there will be errors. We've already started with the errors. And my screen is working. No alerts, no going live, nothing, right? Anyway, we're here now. Sean Dale, good evening. CP65, welcome in. Vacuum is in the house. Happy Wednesday. Sean Dale, hope you're well, buddy. CP65, good evening. Gar Gaming, hello to everyone in County Galway. Hope you're well, buddy. Did I hear that Murph is giving one of these away? Well, you mad? Lead Ballooner, good evening. Commander Balosh is here. Mrs. Upside Down, inverted TPHI, is in the chat. You're very welcome in. Eamon 1973 is in the house. I'm looking forward to seeing what the AB6 will be like. Indeed, you've come to the right place. Creo, hope all is well in County Mayo. Sunjammer's in the house. Tonight, Murph tries to explain why he only won one race and was rubbish in the rest. I got another podium, but I reckon they kind of let me off with that, you know. Anyway, we continue. Martel, happy Wednesday. Mr. 90's in the house. APU Inspector, good evening. Shuffle Shoes, shuffles in. AJH John. Knight Zep, good evening to you, my guy. Fierce Wolf, looking fierce. And Wolfie, welcome in. Spitfire RF 100, a very happy Wednesday to you. A Cruddy is here. Idle Cut Off. Hi Murph, Cambridge calling. Hello from Tipperary, you're looking well. Stu Snape is here. Good evening, Stu. PQ, good to see you. Viper Strike is in the house. Malky Mac, a very good day to you. Black Sheep Jean, I'm enjoying me AB6. Ooh, nice. You're very welcome in. Rookie Pilot, happy Wednesday. Filthy is here. Bellbro, good evening. Where's this now? Soaring AJ. AJH man, hope you're well. Yeah, if there's sound issues, just hit the thing on the side of the head. Me, right? Bellbro, hiya chaps and chapettes, ready for the news. You better believe it. 98 Vulcan, very good evening to you. Sean says, Murph, can you please let us know if the small inputs are janky, notchy, not silky smooth like the bigger brother? We'll go through absolutely everything. We'll turn up the microphone so you'll hear every single... right, brilliant. But yes, Deruter is here. Photos by Kev, good to see you. Andy Clive, good to see you, Kev. Toto 2495, good evening. Steiny's in the house. Welcome in, my dude. Happy Wednesday. Swap 21. Hola, Nutty Slack is here. Hope you're well. Let me see here now. Stick Figure, good to see you. DeBlaze is here. Gibbo Ireland is in the chat. Asher, how are you, Gibbo? Cy120, you're very welcome aboard. Eamon says, what's going on outside with all the fireworks? Is the Skoda working today? Wait, what? Wraith Tempest, good evening. Hope you're well, buddy. Let me see here now. Yeah, that's my life, says Big Al's playing. Yeah, all the time, right? P.S. Miranda, hello there. You're looking well, buddy. Adam Controls, Gnome for president. Yes, we want to vote Naughty Gnome in. That man will just endure. He'll be a great politician, you know. We've fallen amongst hard times and we must endure, you know. Vote naughty gnome. The man can put up with it. Team, I hope you're well. Muse fan bursts in the door just after some busking. How he is his mad jokes. Happy Wednesday, Muse. PH Roy is in the house. Good to see you, Roy. Hope you're well. Apache's here. Good to see you. Where's this now? P Swan, good evening. Breaking stuff before the stream. Lads, I'm at this since 7:20. Having a conniption. Nothing would work. But now it appears to be working. And if it doesn't, well... can someone else do it? Where did you get that shirt? Isn't it brilliant? I got this shirt from, hang on. Wait now. This is liable to shag the whole thing. Flight Sim Tease.com. Right? We'll be having a look at them there now and seeing what some of the other... I didn't choke myself. See what the other stuff is going to be like as well. You see? It's all happening now, lads. SoCal Jerry, good to see you, SoCal. Hope you're well, buddy. Look how small his hands are. Oh, Jesus. In a box, man. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Now, let me see. You spelled exclusive wrong. Huh? Where did I even type exclusive? Ah, Jesus. It's a mad evening here, says the impossible face. Can't see naff all of her fog, but it looks like an explosion in a flashbulb factory. Jesus. But there was no one at the other end of the phone to sort your computer out. Indeed, and there wasn't. Old man boss, good to see you, buddy. Who else come in? Phoenix Flights, welcome in. Let me see. Semantic Warrior. Good evening. Hope you're well, buddy. Drew Bannon. Good to see you, Drew. Hope you're well. Toda says, what are you doing to me, Murph? With the new hardware, I've already cancelled Christmas just so I can come over next weekend. It's going to be great next weekend. There's going to be pints. There's going to be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant. I can't wait for it. Naughty Gnome is here in the chat. There he is. The man has returned. It's good to see you, buddy. Is it working? I bet you it's working better than ever, right? Let me see. Flying Tonight is here for 10 months. Missing in action, Flying Tonight, back in the house. Ooh, good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Nick is here, good to see you. Wait, what? Naughty probably cleaned the whole house by now. Right, amongst other things. Some say he was playing Scrabble on his own, and he still won. Zybok Doc is calling from Denmark. Good to see you, buddy. Hello from Tipperary. Have a Guinness and relax. Yeah, that'll do it. Irvi is here. Good to see you. How many PCs in that one room? One, two, three, four. Four. Yes, that's how many we have. So what are the sizes of the t-shirts? Small, medium, large, extra large, 2XL, 3XL, and Murph size. Jesus. Yeah, something like that. Extra medium. Now, let me see. Devil Fly, good evening. It is working. About to do a test flight, says Naughty. Ooh, nice. Nice. Right, hang on there now. We'll come at this together. Super Ty is lurking. Good to see you, buddy. Dave Cleary. Legend Dave. Welcome in, Dave. Daniel is in the house. Jean is over here. Had to come over to the tube of view. The sound kept dropping. Oh, Jesus. Northland Air. Very happy Wednesday. SoCal is in the house. Jim Bridgemon. Good to see you, Jim. Jonathan is in the house. Good evening. Trig. Welcome in. Who else come in the door now? Kieran Niall is here. Hello, Kieran. Mr. TPHI. A very happy Wednesday to you. Beardy Sim Pilot. Good evening. I heard Dougal on a world flight stream last night. Dougal's been flying non-stop. Brilliant. El Babino, bonsoir, mon ami. Ça va? Hope you're well, buddy. Now, let me see. Dougal's been flat out, lads. Absolutely flat out. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with the news, then we're going to get straight into this gadget, and we'll be having some software to check out as well. So if you have any questions when it comes to the new MOZA AB6, do be sure to ask them. This is your chance to the advantage of a live stream, right? There's plenty of coverage out already from the MOZA AB6, but in a live stream environment, well, we can answer your questions live. Like, what does it sound like if you tap it? It sounds like that. Right, these are the things you can do. Modern technology, do you need both hands to hold it? Me personally, or in general? Jimbo, good to see you, Jimbo. Hope you're well. How heavy is it? About that much. We'll get through all of it here now in a moment, right? Don't ask now. We're going to do the news, then we'll come back to it. Is that fair enough? Right, okay. Jesus. Buttons. Remind me to turn that light back on. We're going to need it. Now, you're very welcome to a blank screen. Nothing going on with this screen at all. And, we'll do a thing, right? We'll do a thing. Because we have some news. Hello, tabs on the screen. All right. Right, lads. Now, it's all happening. So a big shout out to Vasco and just the amazing work he does at MSFS and Callum and the lads over at FS Elite. That's where we have our news from this evening. So we'll start off. Carenado, we are looking forward very much to their upcoming 390 Premier Beechcraft business jet, which is on the way to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. And they've just released a few more teaser images, Nads. Now, Carenado, they look great. A bit like myself, but they tend to lack a little bit of depth when it comes to flight modelling, system accuracy, that kind of jazz, but they do look very, very nice. They have they've just released a set of new images for their upcoming aircraft, and well, we're going to have a look at them. The screenshots showcase the light business jet in various lighting conditions, and here we have them here. Now, they're calling it this real experience kind of, setup, right? We've seen this already introduced with some of the Cessnas, whereby, they add in like the panel shakes and there's a bit of physics going on. There is no doubt this is a beautiful looking aircraft. In a world of business jets, there's always a bit of similarity between them. They're very sleek. They look fast, right? And well, this one here, it's looking absolutely beautiful. Maximus, good to see you. So no new information has been shared regarding release or timing or the pricing. And Carenado haven't discussed any specific avionics features or depth of what this aircraft is going to have in terms of the systems and avionics. Previous products from the platform, the company has generally aimed to replicate aircraft visually and functionality at kind of a low to mid-range complexity level. That's what they do. They have built a reputation for visually impressive aircraft. There's no doubt about it. So I'm hoping, there's a bit of depth with the systems. I mean, if it's all going to be working title stuff, it should be fairly all right. No, I think the interior textures, I think they look good, man. I think they look good. I think Carenado, when they make stuff, when they put things together, it's very hard to kind of say anything negative on how it looks. They just make beautiful looking. They're some of the best modelers out there. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's see what happens. Just saw they ported the Cessna 408 over to 2020. They did, correct and right. That came out last Thursday, I think. But yeah, look, I'm excited for it because we've been mainly getting kind of Carenado aircraft. They've done a lot of the. I can't click on the images, so I'm limited to how much we can zoom in. It's all being kind of Cessnas as of late. The last one, of course, being the original Cessna 172, and that's a beautiful aircraft. I'm looking forward to this just to see how it behaves, and I'm all for more business jets in the sim. Really looking forward to it. So we'll keep you up to date when hopefully this could be out this week. Carenado don't usually tease terribly long. Sometimes they do, but we could be lucky. Epic Fool, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Now, more news coming in from IndiaFoxEcho. They're working on the Eurofighter Typhoon, and we've just got a new dev update, and they're aiming to release this in November, which is exciting. Brian is here. Good to see you, buddy. Evening, Murph. I used to fly the Premier 1 in X-Plane 11. Yeah. Remember, the great machine. And there's a great YouTuber, Premier Driver, I think he was called. Yeah, Premier Driver. I'm almost certain of it. And he flew that plane in real life. But yeah, look at this thing, man. This looks gorgeous. So IndiaFoxEcho sharing a fresh development update on its Eurofighter Typhoon. These are the guys that brought us, of course, the F-14 and also the Tornado. Very beautiful looking aircraft. The developer posted a detailed status breakdown and said that the aircraft is in very good shape. While there is still no firm release date, IndiaFoxEcho stated the goal remains to launch before the end of this month, repeating the familiar mantra, "It is ready when it is ready." Right? According to the update today, the Eurofighter's external model is now nearly complete, with work on weapon pylons and accessories underway. The cockpit model is complete, and the aircraft's flight model has been tested by real-world Eurofighter pilots. Ooh. Systems development also appears to be at an advanced stage, as IndiaFoxEcho say that the systems and avionics are pretty much complete, describing a feature set primarily based on the Tranche 1 aircraft and also Tranche 3 functionality included, along with minor adjustments for gameplay considerations, which is fair enough. Mission systems remain in development as the team evaluates options for additional features and accuracy. Echo 19 currently producing the sound set for the aircraft, so you know the thing, if anything else, is going to sound unbelievably good. And the screenshots shared today were captured in Flight Sim 2024, although the developer did note the package will be also compiled for the 2020 format. The new update follows the studio's previous communication from October when it first suggested a November release window. They've been working on the Eurofighter Typhoon for more than 18 months. It's the studio's next release with other ongoing projects, including that of an F-16. Ooh, and that's in partnership with Heatblur Simulations. The F-16 still remains planned for a Q1 2026 release. I am looking forward to this. What are your thoughts, lads? Like, a beautiful, beautiful aircraft. And these are pretty much the immediate reaction force now, or aren't they? What do they call it? What's it called in the UK? Immediate action or RF something? Rapid reaction. Isn't that what they call it? But the beautiful looking jet, isn't it? Gorgeous. The Eurofighter Typhoon, it is a stunner. QRA, quick response, that's the one. Very fast. Very, very fast. But a beautiful jet all the same. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Now, Captain Sim released a UFO flying saucer. Moving on. Golden Key Studios have brought the beef... I'm only messing. Captain Sim, anyway, right? Well, Captain Sim venturing even further into space with its latest release for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Following the launch of the Space Shuttle earlier this year, the developer is now imagining how a spacecraft from another world might look and behave inside the simulator. The result, of course, is a UFO flying saucer for 2024, featuring the classic disc-shaped design and a range of playful features. According to Captain Sim, the aircraft is a detailed digital representation of a classic flying saucer with high-resolution textures, exterior lighting, and 3 liveries. The package includes several unusual functions, such as an abduction beam, visibility mode, and spin mode. Also has alien vision, orb drop, and flares. Study level. A holographic control panel is featured in the interior view of the aircraft, although it doesn't seem like there's an actual cockpit with instruments. Right. Captain Sim say the UFO uses a custom flight model with a hover and forward flight modes. It's surely one of the most unconventional releases. As with any novelty release, this one will most likely appeal to simmers who enjoy experimenting or creating cinematic moments in Microsoft Flight Sim. Those looking for a traditional aircraft system or real-world operations, well, it's not here. The Captain Sim UFO Flying Saucer is now available exclusively from the 2024 marketplace, and it's priced at €9.99 or $9.99. So I suppose, look at lads, for a tenner, yeah, it could be a bit of crack, right? I mean, I want to believe, but like at the same time, it's compatible with double jetways as well, right? Maybe it is realistic. Maybe it is. Who knows? It's a cool, like it's straight out of the 50s or 60s. It's mad. It's just one of those things that's, huh? No one saw this coming at all, you know? So, interesting stuff. It's just, it's out there. That's what they're meant for. It's out there. Yes, it's very out there. You know what I mean? But it is released. It is something different. Could be a bit of fun. I might have to give it a blast. It's mad, isn't it? Great for screenshots, yeah. And I suppose, look, the release came out around Halloween as well. And for $10, I mean, come on. There's no doubt Captain Sim are doing a very kind of broad, development cycle, considering, their airliners, their World War II, World War One, and this, very interesting, Any other studio would have done this as a free joke item, perhaps. Does it have tip tanks? Why line the pockets? So a copy of the United Planets cruiser, I'm telling you. UFO custom flight model. Their aircraft are so bad they must be aliens to push the stuff out. It looks out of this world. I must buy it. But there's a bit of messing in it. But I don't know. I mean, put it this way, lads. They're not harming anyone making it, right? It's not like they've parked 100 other projects or one massive project that we're waiting on. It's interesting. Disney has lots of attorneys. Yeah. The whole Star Wars thing. Yeah, 100%. Throwing stuff against the wall to see if anything sticks? Maybe. At least they can say that, well, they have a UFO flying saucer. You know what I mean? I don't know. Freeware, maybe. What are your thoughts? Did the Irish invent UFOs? Yes, we did. There was one on in FlightSim.to. Oh, was there? If I had the courage to use the Scrapyard Monster on the network and via VF4, would you use it on the network? Light Bison, good to see you. I thought you were out with a bonfire earlier on. No. I had one in the Cougar Canyon. Oh, you had one in the Cougar Canyon scenery. You did, Kev. Jesus. Bazinga, right? Need a better Nessie add-on. Yeah. But it's something different, isn't it? And you can kind of see this is the mad-looking UI that you have. It's kind of mad and strange and weird and wonderful at the same time, isn't it? You know, you fly along with that thing and it's not even like, it's all the, you know, like the 50s sci-fi terrify you. You know what I mean? No one will be able to argue the flight model though. Oh, 100%. They can stand over it. It's accurate. How do you know? We were in it. What? Right. Brilliant. But anyway, moving on. Golden Key Studio. Well, they've brought a B-52 Stratofortress to Microsoft Flight Sim. When this first released, I saw a lot of negatives. And I've since seen a lot of YouTube videos being released by the developer trying to tackle the negatives. But anyway, nice surprise for military aviation enthusiasts waiting on the 2020 marketplace. Golden Key Studio, well, they've launched their Boeing B-52H Stratofortress for Microsoft Flight Simulator, bringing one of the most recognizable strategic bombers in history into the sim. Now, it's also worth noting there's other developers making their version of this aircraft as well, so just bear that in mind. It's the same team behind the MiG-21, the F-111, two projects that drew attention in the Microsoft Flight Sim military niche, further depth and visual modelling, so expectations were naturally pointed skyward for this one, right? The studio claims a detailed cockpit with interactive systems, high-fidelity 3D model, realistic flight characteristics tuned to the Stratofortress, and engine sound sourced to convey the aircraft's characteristic presence. It also says performance has been tuned so Xbox simmers can enjoy or can join the party. How all of that translates into everyday flying and mission-styled operations, well, it's something we will only fully understand once the community has taken it around the world a few times. There is a trailer here. Now, looking at it, I mean, from afar, this certainly looks decent, right? Modeling looks good, textures, gorgeous textures, and they seem to have gotten a lot of the kind of stuff right. However, it was noticed on this particular video even, caster wheels not moving, so like it would taxi without the wheels moving. There were visual effects, but some things weren't working either. But as I said, they've since brought out a couple of more trailers. And they're kind of aiming at those who are, look, you can see it there, she's turning with no movement. They've brought out videos kind of to address this, so perhaps maybe what would have helped them here was, you know, alpha footage or beta footage, I don't know, but it's definitely an iconic aircraft. My own kind of feedback from GKS, I have a couple of their aircraft. I'm not terribly impressed in the rate of updates we get from them. Right, and that's always a bit of a bugbear for me. When you see a developer release an aircraft, you jump on, and next thing there's issues, and they're not getting sorted. You know, that's always a bit of a pain. But let's see what they do with this one. As I said, it looks the part. It does look the part, and it's available now in the sim. I don't know if any of you guys have it or if you've flown it. Quick refresher course on the B-52, the long-legged backbone of the US strategic bomber capability, first flown in prototype form all the way back in 1952, lads. Entering service in 55, the B-52H variant has been flying since 1961, and it is still operational to this day. 8 engines, a wingspan wider than many regional airports would like to accommodate, and a service ceiling of 50,000 feet define its physical profile. Aircraft is crewed by 5 and has carried everything from nuclear payloads during the Cold War alert era to precision-guided weapons in more recent conflicts. Strategic reach, long endurance and adaptability explain why it remains in service after nearly 70 years, right? If it is something that you've been waiting for, you can pick it up now on the marketplace. If you decide to take it across continents and down low through the mountain valleys, feel free to report back on how the big bomber behaves. As I said, the developer has released a number of videos either addressing some of the bugs or issues, but it's just bear in mind as well, if you are looking for a B-52, this is definitely an option, but there's also more on the way. There's another B-52 in production from a well-established developer as well. So I don't think it's necessarily bad news. It's good to see these aircraft coming in, and it's available now for about 2020 and 2024, which is great news there. The cost of this machine here, hang on a second. I think I could do it this way. Unofficial MSFS 24 marketplace. This is a great website. Here we go. Aircraft. So we're going to look for the B-52. Search B-52. No. B-52. That's MC. No, there it is. $39.99 US dollars. By the way, lads, if you've never seen this aircraft, this is a savage aircraft. You hear me? If you've never seen this website, this is a great website. It's the unofficial marketplace, but they keep it up to date very well, which means that if you wanted to see what was available on the InSim marketplace without having to go into the sim, well, you can do it from here. It's very, very good. But yeah, look, there's one there from that crowd who shan't be named. And then we have the GKS one, which is, 4 times the price. But its ratings 3.8. It's not terrible. But yeah, it'll be some nice liveries with it, isn't there? Like, it looks great, doesn't it? Yeah, pricing seems a little bit high. Pricing does seem a little bit high. The cockpit does look great, though, doesn't it? Look at that. Ooh. But, when it comes to realism, depth of systems, if there are bugs, will it be fixed? When will it be fixed? All the jazz. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. Look at this. This will tell you, sure. Version 1 released October 24th. Release. Version 1.02 release. Okay. We got a update. Wait, that's not right. Refund? There's no refunds. Version... What are the dates here? Version 011 released October 16th, and then we got an update on November 3rd. Added engine smoke, fixed the wing flex. All right. So, Muse, I couldn't tell you. It's all gone pear-shaped. But anyway, moving on. Bravo Airspace have updated their 787 series of products. Bravo Airspace has released new updates for the 787-9 and -8 series for Microsoft Flight Sim, focusing on the visual improvements, refined sounds, and better system integration. For the 787-9, the update introduces a reorganized file structure for easier compatibility with New Sky and other third-party tools, and an all-new sound set featuring interior ambience and rolling effects. It also has an improved PFD colours with fonts for realism, 2 new liveries, one for Air New Zealand and North Atlantic, and alongside slower door animations, they've updated the cockpit textures from Polystorm 3D and uninterrupted cabin announcements during view changes. The 787-8 has received the same core sound and texture improvements, plus also a new Japan Airlines Expo 25 livery, and also updated interiors for ANA, American Airlines, British Airways, and United. A visible co-pilot model has been added, along with fixes for previous texture issues and some modelling. Both aircraft now align with the latest working title 787 systems, while GSX profiles and paint kits have been refreshed on the Bravo Airspace website. A HUD issue is already being patched and sent to Microsoft. Bravo Airspace say the incremental updates form part of an ongoing effort to modernise and refine its 787 lineup, prioritising steady improvements over large delayed overhauls. Interesting stuff. Moving on. Propair flight Little Rock has just been released for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport, also known as Adams Field, is a joint civil military airport in Little Rock, Arkansas, United States. Allegiant Air, American Airlines, American Eagle, Delta Connection, Frontier, Southwest, and United, well, they all serve the airport. Propair's flight rendition features high detailed modelling of the terminal, tower, and surrounding hangars, and also the building's high-resolution texturing, custom realistic night lighting, custom jetways, toggleable static aircraft, and animated people, and more. Right, you can purchase this one right now. It's the Little Rock Clinton National Airport. I am not here. For Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, you can pick it up over on Orbex. It is a 2020 scenery. And, well, there is a bit of a video there if you want to watch it. This one from Aviation Lads. They do play music, but I get in trouble when I play other people's music. So we'll play our own music and make it feel and sound very appropriate. Say it looks very fancy, doesn't it? Wonderful video by Aviation Lads. I mean, they just do awesome stuff, don't they? So it has been released. You can pick it up over in the marketplace, priced at 26 Australian. Not too shabby, not too shabby. So you can go and grab that now. We are seeing some new updates, previews from Pilot Experience Sim for the Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport, highlighting custom textures, detailed groundwork, and progress on the airport's control tower. Pilot Experience Sim, they've shared a new development update. In the latest monthly report, the team highlighted ongoing work, and they've also upgraded the custom texture system, delivering improved realism, also a more immersive visual experience. These are all work in progress as we can see it, but very, very much looking forward to getting Charles de Gaulle Airport into the sim. Rick, engineer guy, also, what's with all the marketplace aircraft for rent? He asks. 2024 is eating your lunch, not very intuitive. So you can rent aircraft. Some of them you can rent for free. It basically gives you access to that aircraft for a defined period of time for you to rent it, to try it out. So you have a trial, you have a rent, and then you have a purchase. You have three options, but not all developers go that road. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, lads. This is every bit as important, I think, as Dallas Fort Worth. Remember, we were waiting ages for a decent Dallas to come out. So it continues to progress steadily. The studio aiming to capture the airport's complexity and scale in full detail. Nothing yet relating to price or a release date, but it is work in progress, as you can see from Paris's main airport. You know what I mean? So really like the idea of the visual docking systems connected to VATSIM. Yeah, real handy, real handy. Chris Van Halen, good to see you, Chris. Hope you're well. Moving on, Simulations, they've announced Harstad Navik Airport, and this one here is Echo November Echo Victor. Located in northern Norway, the team shared the first teaser images showing early progress of the scenery, beginning with a detailed recreation of the Harstad Fly Club hangar, home to the local flying community. According to the developer, particular attention has been given to capturing the hangar structure, materials, and lighting, ensuring that it closely mirrors the real-world counterparts. A great shot there, isn't it? Look at that. Gorgeous. Flying in Norway this time of the year, you know. Did you buy or rent your Halloween mask? Thank you, FMJ. Max Stallion, good evening. Yes. Chicken wings. Check your six with magazines. It's looking very nice. I do like MM Simulations airports. They really do make nice ones. This airport serves as a regional gateway for northern Norway. Scheduled connections out to Oslo and beyond. A distinctive layout and surrounding mountainous terrain make it a visually impressive destination. So looking forward to this. Noxy says, nice, that's your home airport? No way, man. That's awesome. I love when you see that. People are able to say, they got it right, or no, they got it wrong. But that looks very nice indeed. Now, news from Pimax. They've begun their Black Friday discount on their VR headsets, offering free shipping, savings, and free Microsoft Flight Sim coins. Wait, what? Pimax have kicked off its Black Friday event with one of the most generous offers yet, giving flight simmers the chance to save on its high-end Crystal series, plus extra perks for Microsoft Flight Sim users. Throughout the event, customers can take advantage of a 3% discount or 80 Simverse coins for use within Microsoft Flight Sim. They're also offering free worldwide shipping, regardless of whether you purchase a new Pimax Crystal Light or a Pimax Crystal Super. The Crystal Light delivers exceptional visual clarity. I have one of these, and they are quite good. They are very, very good. For me, it's without a doubt the best VR headset I've ever used. But they've since made it better by giving you a new option. The Pimax Crystal Light is $70 off right now up until November 28, if you want to go ahead and grab that. The Crystal Super, for those seeking the very best, the Crystal Super pushes visual performance to new heights, giving you slightly better resolution per eye, and you can grab that. And then the Black Friday rewards, alongside the headset discount and free shipping, buyers will receive 80 Simverse coins to be spent on the Sim. 3%, yeah, that's a discount of a lifetime. I'm telling you, right? I'm telling you. Well, listen, a discount is a discount. It's great, but like, yeah, I don't know. They're not the most talkative bunch. I've been chasing them for friggin' weeks now. But anyway, not to worry. That's Pimax for you. Honeycomb, well, they've launched the Sierra TPM module and Foxtrot Aviation stick. I don't know what. That looks cool, but like... Honeycomb Aeronautical has returned to the hardware spotlight with two new products for flight simmers. The Sierra TPM module, nice, and the Foxtrot Aviation stick. They're both available to order from the company store, expanding a lineup that includes the popular Alpha and Bravo, which are very, very popular. The Sierra TPM module, it's priced at $249, and it brings a general aviation focused throttle system to desktop pilots. Think mainly here of your Cessna 172. Honeycomb say that the unit uses a metal push-pull vernier for the throttle, propeller and mixture, along with a high-resolution trim wheel. There's also dedicated levers for the flaps and also the landing gear, LED gear status, and also a parking brake. There's quite a bit going on there, so it's very similar to what was on the side of the Bravo. And what they have, they've horsed on a little trim wheel, then you have your throttle, your prop, and your mixture, all located here. You have a flap, that's your parking brake, which is a push-pull, and then your landing gear. That looks like a great bit of kit, I gotta say, right? Oh, we have it here, look. Ooh. Check it out from the video. That's not rendered in, 3D at all. But it does look nice, doesn't it? And I think there was definitely a gap for this. The only other thing that comes close to this in that same kind of price range would be Turtle Beach. However, you could pay some serious dosh if you wanted to get other replica push-pull throttle systems. Now, I can't really see here. We're going to look at the video. You should be able to have very fine adjustments on these. Rather than just push-pull, there should be a twist. So I'm not quite sure. Do they twist? Do you guys see that? Like in the real plane, you kind of twist. It does twist. Okay, it does twist. There you go. So they do twist. They do, look. So... Jesus! Do you hear the cough of that fella? They twist, yeah, so it does twist. The twist is so vitally important, especially when you're flying with these things, because it allows you to make such very kind of minute inputs, if you like, in particular when it comes to your prop and also your mixture. So that's great to see. And for the price, right? I ain't bad at all. Oh, that was the young fella decided to cough. Wombat is here. Good to see. Hide your wallet, Wombat. It's not safe tonight. Good to see you, man. I'm actually well impressed looking at this. This looks like a great bit of kit. And like, okay, park all the drama. What Honeycomb are doing, I mean, they're standing over everything and they're saying, well, we're going to go our own direction. This is pretty cool. It's quite bulky looking at it, but it's pretty cool looking, right? There's one factor prospective buyers may want to think about before ordering. The module follows a cockpit-style layout that mirrors real general aviation panels, so it has a fairly large footprint compared to the compact desktop throttles. Something to keep in mind. If you purchase now the Sierra TPM, or you can purchase it now, the Sierra TPM directly from Honeycomb. Also, Aerostoff have these as well. What's the other one? Is it a TQ6? TQ6 throttle? Virtual fly, isn't this it? Virtual fly. Here we go. No, it's not a TQ6. What's the other one, lads? 661 euros. Look, Jesus. Virtual fly do one. Flight controls, it would be under flight controls. And it would be a throttle. Here we go. 895 quid to get you something that would, like, 895 quid. Bearing in mind, you don't have a trim wheel, you don't have flaps, you don't have a parking brake, and you don't have a landing gear. So bear that in mind. This one has all the bells and whistles. And there's nice LEDs there to let you know what your gear are doing. That's pretty nice. That is pretty nice. Next up then is the Foxtrot Aviation Stick. Alongside the throttle module, Honeycomb have also made its new Foxtrot Aviation Stick, $149.99 US. What kind of gets me here is, if it's $149.99 US or $149.99 euro, someone do the maths there. It features Hall effect sensors, adjustable tension, and also a linear resistance system without a center detent, which is quite important. The manufacturer positions this as a good match for the Airbus jets, aerobatic aircraft, and other stick-controlled types. Honeycomb, yes. Looks we have a ton of buttons on this. Look at this. So we got, go back the road here. We have, look at this. 1, 2, 3 twist knobs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 switches. And then you're like 4 switches on the side. A ton of buttons on this, lads. That's very impressive. There are your exterior lights. Nice. Engine startup, APU. Then you have radio, autopilot stuff. Then a couple of buttons you can do what you like. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. And it's a twist as well. 2-stage trigger. Jeez, that's impressive. For that price, that's very good. $149.99. That's mad. Are these AI generated? Nah, they're just like graphic design stuff, you know. The control grip supports left or right hand use and includes a POV hat, multiple action buttons, rocker switches, and a trigger. The twist axis handles rudder input, and there's also an integrated panel which switches for engine start, functions, radios, and your autopilot. The stick focuses fully on pitch, roll, and button inputs. There's no throttle control on the base. Users who don't already own the separate throttle unit will need to plan for that. I think that's very, very good. And you know what, lads? I'm really liking the prices here. I mean, look at this is probably my favorite. I remember seeing this at Expo, and I was just like, "That's genius, lads." You know what I mean? This is something I would be very interested in. It's kind of bulky. It's Honeycomb, so even though it looks like it's replicating real world stuff, I mean, if you were going for a very authentic, you know, realistic cockpit replica, well, there's going to be some, you know, but for $250, nothing wrong with that, I think. So it's great to see. Well done, Honeycomb. SoFly, well, they're getting ready to release Bristol Airport. Ooh. SoFly confirmed that it'll launch for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 later this week on November 7th. The studios say it'll be the most detailed airport to date, reflecting the airport's current infrastructure and layout. Bristol Airport, a key hub in southwest England, serves airlines such as EasyJet, Ryanair, Jet2, and TUI. According to the developer, the scenery has been created using a modern data set and includes recent infrastructure updates such as the new terminals, parking areas, and updated taxiway signage. They also claim that the airport has been built with next-gen ground systems that enables high-resolution markings and surface transitions. It'll also feature full GSX integration, including a bespoke profile by Elton I'm going to butcher his name, Hal Marson, it looks like. Passenger movement throughout the terminal support at walk-in stands, and developer states that the airport environment will include seasonal behaviours such as snow piles and active snow ploughing operations during the winter months. We've got a couple of pictures here to show you. So once this is released, we'll definitely take this for a blast. SoFly have been doing really well with some sceneries lately, and this one looks to be absolutely top drawer stuff on them. Bristol. We'll have to see how this turns out. It looks pretty though, doesn't it? Ooh, look at the textures and reflections. Yes. No Skodas. Didn't see any. The first Aer Lingus flight flew into Bristol. I'll have you know. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Also, a hope for Firefly Air. The version is developed exclusively for Flight Sim 2024. It does require Sim Update 3. They're saying the Sim Update 4 beta will not be supported at launch. They're going to wait until that's fully released. So, yeah, interesting stuff. They're going to hope to push this out the gate on the 7th. They have their immersive audio dialed into this as well. Trailer's out now. Sweet. Did you do the trailer, Practically Geek? But yeah, it looks very nice, doesn't it? Flew there today in the Baron. Oh, really? We had, was it UK 2000 did the other one? Didn't they do Bristol? Almost certain it was UK 2000. But yeah, looking forward to this, man. Right, in other news, the PMS 50, their GTN 750, has arrived finally on the Microsoft Flight Sim Marketplace. That means it's now accessible for Xbox pilots. And you might be saying to yourself, huh? I thought it was. No, it wasn't. The PMS 50 GTN 750 has joined the Microsoft Flight Sim Marketplace. The standalone release brings the popular GPS unit to Xbox for the first time, a moment console pilots have been waiting since the early days of Flight Sim 2020, when third-party avionics were mostly a PC-only affair. Okay, no worries, man, no worries. Aviation has did it? No worries. The PMS 50 has built a loyal following among GA flyers. I use it, I like it, as an alternative nav suite with a familiar touchscreen workflow. And until now, though, the story was simple. PC simmers downloaded the light version for free, and those who wanted the extra functionality paid for the premium upgrade. Xbox users on the outside, unless they bought the Super Decathlon, which bundled the GTN 750 inside its panel. That changes. The Lite Edition is now in the InSim store. On PC, you don't need to pay because the PMS 50 says the Lite package remains free. The Marketplace version offers convenience for those who prefer the built-in install and update pipeline. Xbox users finally get access, and it comes as a paid package since external executable support is not an option on console. The developer credits Hangar Studios 713 for support in bringing the product to store. So, yeah, you can now buy the GTN 750 as a standalone to work in your aircraft. And it's with thanks to Hangar Studios that this is now out there. So that's a huge, huge community thing that Hangar Studios have done, especially when it comes to for the Xbox pilots. And it'll be interesting to see now. I mean, look, if this works on Xbox, will this get onto the PlayStation? Because, you know, the GTN 750, it's based on Garmin's GTN 750. It is probably the most intuitive piece of avionics hardware I've ever used, right? I've used one of these in the real world as well. And like, you just sit there and play with the thing more than go flying. It's so intuitive. Like there's very little you need to study. It's just easy to follow. And it's packed with a ton of features. Weather, terrain, traffic, Navigraph integration, SimBrief integration, autopilot built in, flight timers, fuel calculations, VNav support. Like there's an absolute barrel load of stuff baked into that software. So it's great news. Great news. So massive shout out to Hangar Studios for making this happen, and of course for PMS 50 for continuing to develop this. It's over on the Marketplace. You'll find it priced at $4.99. Offset routes as well. Yeah, it's friggin' awesome. It's a great bit of kit. Its closest competitor is that from TDS, which is also an excellent bit of kit. However, I tend to lean more on this one, where it doesn't necessarily have the real-world accuracy of the Garmin GTN 750. TDS actually use Garmin trainers, the official trainers, for that software. But there's a lot of niceties with the PMS 50. I just think it's a little bit more applicable in Microsoft Flight Sim. TDS dominates now over on X-Plane without a shadow of a doubt, because it took them ages, but they managed to get Navigraph databases to update the maps, which is a huge thing for Xbox pilots. So great stuff here. That's a huge bit of news for Xbox pilots. Like, especially if they're flying in the world of GA, but like even for like some of the most rudimentary flights, even if an Xbox pilot, you know, if they want to fly it as we would call arcade mode, everything from like, you know, third person, that external view, you can pop that GTN window on your screen and just fly by that. The plane will do exactly what you tell that bit of avionics to do. It's awesome. It really is awesome. So great news there. Now, Mosa, they have launched their new AB6 force feedback base and also a brand new modular MTQ throttle system. Ooh. Now, the AB6, I don't have the throttle system. Tonight, we're going to look at the AB6 and let's see what happens with this one. But Mosa, they continue its strong push into the world of flight simulation hardware market after the excellent AB9 force feedback base, which, when paired with the MH16 side stick, offers a truly fantastic experience. Well, the manufacturer is now expanding its lineup even further. We caught up with Zach earlier this year over at Flight Sim Expo. He showcased all the upcoming bits of hardware. I gotta say, they look absolutely incredible. And well, we have an AB6 right here. We're going to go through the gadget now tonight. Doc Nader, good to see you, buddy. So we'll go back to that in a moment. Parallel 42 releasing Cheat River Island for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. We're going to check this scenery out this evening, bringing one of West Virginia's most unique airstrips to the new sim for both PC and on Xbox. Located on a small island along the Cheat River near Rowellsburg, the private grass strip is known in the real world for its seasonal fly-ins and picturesque Appalachian setting. The 2024 rendition marks Parallel 42's third fully native scenery for the platform, rebuilt from the ground up using the sim's latest environmental and rendering tools. And according to the team, the scenery was released just in time for fall season as it aims to capture the natural atmosphere. Ooh. I'm looking forward to this. Beyond the airstrip itself, the package expands the surrounding environment. Interactive details and ground activities. Pilots can camp by the river using Camp Out or explore over 6 miles of drivable trails with the Juice Goose, or even ride a working zip line. The area also features animated wildlife, environmental sounds, and micro scenes at local spots like a bar and a nearby lake. Developers describe this as a relaxed but challenging backcountry destination. It's a 1,700-foot grass runway, approaching runway 30 and departs from runway 12 due to the slope and the valley terrain. We have a video. It's Parallel 42. We have to play their music. You know it's going to be good. We'll do one of these. That was Muse Fan. Doesn't it look fantastic? Cheat River Island. We're going to be checking this one out tonight, and It looks gorgeous, doesn't it? It looks absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to be checking this one out. It's available now for 2024 through the Parallel 42 website, priced at $12 US. Ooh. But yeah, looking forward to that. And of course, Parallel 42, we all know the story. They are working on Flow. They are working on Chase Plane for Flight Sim 2024. So very much looking forward to that as well. Now, Digital Design, they've released St. Petersburg for X-Plane 12. Digital Design releasing the airport, Uniform Lima, India, Pulkovo Airport, the second largest airport in Russia, serving the city of St. Petersburg, and it also serves as a hub for Aeroflot, amongst others. The airport is served by numerous different airlines, destinations, mostly within Russia, the Middle East, Africa, and Asia. Digital Design's rendition of the airport features highly detailed airport objects, including terminal interiors, PBR high-definition texturing, custom ground vehicles, custom jetways, accurate terrain, and runway profiles. X-Plane 12 rain, snow, and weather effects, dynamic lighting, support for Ortho 4XP or map enhancements, and more. The scenery also includes the airport area and all of St. Petersburg's major landmarks along the coastline. This is very impressive stuff altogether, isn't it? Look at this. X-Plane is just getting to the stage where it's like, is that real? At time now, is that a Skoda? Hang on a second. We'll have to pick this one up, right? B. Carlo, good to see it. Especially with the sky lighting, it's like, hang on, is that real? Isn't it mad, lads? Now, at times, it looks like something the dog threw up, but other times it's like, Jesus, you know. But yeah, this looks very, very good for X-Plane. This looks fantastic, right? Go back one, Murph. Yeah, it looks very impressive. That's where it kind of drops off a little bit, you know. But the sky colours and the night lighting, superb. Absolutely superb. You can purchase this now over on Sim Market for €21.60. Ooh. Formula Fan, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Top quality model of St. Petersburg Pulkovo Airport. Looks very, very nice, I gotta say, lads. I'm well impressed with that. Might have to pick that one up and we'll do an L flight over that neck of the woods soon. Now, staying with X-Plane, X-Crafts have updated their free E-Jets with new weather radar and improvements. Ooh. X-Crafts have released new updates for the free E-Jets family for X-Plane, bringing several key enhancements, including a fully functional weather radar and a number of visual and system refinements. The highlight in version 3.1.0 is the addition of the weather radar, which takes advantage of the new capabilities introduced in X-Plane 12. The addition allows simmers to see live, precip and weather data directly on the nav display, providing a more dynamic and informed flying experience. Alongside the new radar, the update also improves the nav map visuals and fixes multiple issues affecting the MFD, transparency settings and general display behaviour. X-Craft say the update also ensures complete compatibility with the latest version of X-Plane 12. The free E-Jets package, which includes the E175 and 195, has seen more than 50,000 downloads since launch and continues to serve as an accessible entry point to regional jet operations within the sim. For those looking for the deeper simulation, well, X-Craft also have you covered because they're continuing to work on the E-Jet Family 3.0, a major payware release expected in 2026 that's going to include more advanced systems, custom autopilot, and a higher level of realism. The payware version includes an authentic FMS with VNAV, FMS speed, and a range of automated systems. But for anyone who just wants to jump in, you have some freeware options with the freeware X-Craft jets. For free, we can't go terribly wrong, and it's great to see now that the weather radar is working in them as well. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Schutz, hope you're well. Did I see a teaser for the Sim FX add-on from Parallel 42? Not sure. So, if you're unfamiliar with X-Crafts, they're one of the most. They're just an awesome set of developers, or an awesome development team. The Lineage 1000 is one of my favorite aircraft to fly in X-Plane. It's just gorgeous. And well, X-Craft are the guys who actually built the model for the E-Jets in Microsoft Flight Sim. It was their model that they SimWorks Studio, what are they called? Them lads with the E-Jets. They used the models for that, which is pretty mad. Now, lads, we're going to move on to this before we go to the AB6 because, well, this is all brand new. Flight Sim Studios, that's the one. Thanks, Mr. 90. This is all brand new. And, well, FlightSimTease.com, made for every simmer who's dreamed of the cockpit to wear with pride. Right? It's a new Irish company after kickstarting, and it's all about making t-shirts, yes, apparel that you can wear, but it's aimed specifically at us flight simmers. Yes, you can get aviation-themed clothing. Yes, you can get the real-world stuff. But for us, in our little world of flight sim, well, where do we get them? Well, now we can get them. Our little badge of honour. Right, and we can see here from the different designs, Airbus, the one I'm wearing tonight is this one. It is the aircraft heartbeat, right? I used to be the model, but they made the decision. They made the decision not to use me as the model, for I would scare away the sales, right? I would scare away the sales. So what I would like to do, friends, that's a button. I'm going to send this into the chat. FlightSimTease.com. Right, and go over, have a look of it. Based in Dublin, and there's all sorts of questions down here. Right, what's the return? What's your favorite sim? You know, can you do customized or large orders? I'm in the USA. Can I get tracking? All the there's loads of questions there, right, and loads of answers. What's your favorite aircraft to fly? Just go check it out. We like the attitude, right? Get to know us. Now, have a now listen, right? You ready now? Welcome back to the all-new FlightSimTease.com website. Beyond excited to be partnering with Murph and Gigi Machines for the inaugural Flight Sim community event in Dublin, shaping up to be an incredible event and already the largest dedicated Flight Sim event in the country. What? That's what we're doing. It'll be the first occasion that the name of Flight Sim Tease gets out in the wild, and, well, can't wait to see your reaction. By the way, we're up to 12 designs now launched on the website. November is going to be a big month. But if you look very closely, lads, you'll see there's a name, and it's not pronounced Gibbo. We see a name because this entire setup is from our very own Gibbo Ireland. Look, it's Gibbo. This is what he's doing. I don't believe it. The man is making things and stuff. So do check out the website. You're going to find a design you like. I mean, I've tons of the gear now. I love it, and it's. I'll tell you this, right? For those of you who are a bit like me, and when I say we have a bit of extra padding for the winter months, we're not symmetrically aligned in places. We're a little bit lopsided. It fits well. It's high quality stuff, and it's just comfortable. Comfortable clothing. If you go onto all these other websites where you buy merch, and like I always had issues trying to source merch. Sometimes you're lucky, the design turns out nice and the quality of the clothing is nice. After one wash, the thing has shrunk, your belly's hanging out, and you look like someone who shouldn't be anywhere, right? But this is different because, well, Gibbo tests the stuff. And he does all his production at home, in Ireland. Do you know what I mean? So do check it out, right? And as I say, of all the designs that are there, and there's more on the way, but there's some pretty cool stuff. I mean, this one here is class. How planes fly, a technical diagram. Magic, 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 magic. Know what I mean? And yeah, it just look at this. Warning, flight simmer, just like a regular airline pilot, only happier. Right? Brilliant. And then there was another one I wanted to say. Where was it? The Pappy are happy. Yes, the Pappy are happy. Right, and here's an exclusive deal for our very own community, with thanks to the man of the hour. Did that work? Why isn't that working? Oh no, it's the wrong button altogether. Murphy, you're such an idiot. Hang on, lads, I'll fix this. There it is. So, just for our very own community, with thanks to Flight Sim Tease, well, they are offering a discount, 10% off, using the code TTM. That's Tango Tango Mike at checkout for 10% off. Right. So the very best of luck to Gibbo Ireland. Lord knows he's been putting up with my rubbish for years. And this is his own venture. So, you know, we're approaching the holidays, right? Tell your significant other, that's the one I want, thanks. And if you have any questions, do be sure to direct them over to Flight Sim Tease. They have an absolute ball of information here. And if you want to get stuff sent to the United States or even worldwide, just check it out. This is the start of it. Gibbo's looking after our event in Dublin. That's the first event to kickstart things. And, well, we're all rooting for him. So it's going to be brilliant. So we're looking forward to it. It's been lots of blood, sweat and tears to get to this point, but I got there. Could never be a content creator, so this is my contribution to the community, says Gibbo. It truly is it truly is from one passionate simmer to another. Fingers crossed it goes well. Absolutely. So lads, check it out. Use the code above, 10% off. As I said, it's coming to the holidays, and you'll see, like when you get it, you'll see it, right? I am probably the most awkward human to wear clothes. I have like a vast array of like plain black t-shirts and jumpers. That's it, right? But this stuff, it's comfortable. It feels nice. The printing is absolutely top notch. Like it's top notch. So check it out. See how you get on. Use that 10% as Gibbo kickstarts this whole new adventure over to 122.8. See ya. So there's some cool stuff here. This is probably my favourite. Flight Stimulator. Yeah, baby. I mean, listen, it has to happen. Look how happy Raj is wearing it. Raj loves it, right? Flight Stimulator. The boys, it says, £12 delivery to the UK. Couldn't tell you. We don't handle logistics. There will be a time, I'm sure, where we'll get a man in a van or even our own airline. But until then, we have to use what's available, you know. But yeah, pretty cool, right? Gibbo goes full Kardashian. Right, he's going to be modelling these themselves, you know. After 10 o'clock, I can show you the later stuff, you know. But yeah, check it out, lads. See how we get on, and yeah, airplane mode, single click of a button. Look, you'll see the sizes, and you'll see all the gear there. So do be sure to check it out. Now, buttons over here. TTM at checkout. Make sure you use it. Right, I need to come over to this screen again. This is all terribly fancy, isn't it? Now, that's the wrong button completely. Here we go. Right, we're back into it, lads. That's how you. We're going to be now having a look at the MOZA AB6. Yes. And let me see here now. We're going to press some buttons. Love the unicorn t-shirt. I'm telling you, lads, there's loads of great stuff there, right? But like anything starting off, right? You know, give it a chance. But anyway, did that squeak, did it? Right. I'm going to now change this camera to hopefully this works. It does. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the latest release from MOZA, and it is that of their AB6. Now, you might say, well, what is an AB6? I've heard of the AB9. Well, the MOZA AB6 features a durable metal construction delivering 6 Newton meters of consistent and precise force feedback. So it's a force feedback joystick, okay? So we have the base, we have the shtick, and then if you look closely, we also have a desk mount, and this all comes as part of the package. The entirety is sold with all of these bits and bobs included. Now, we'll start off at the base because this is quite different when it comes to a MOZA base. If you guys have seen the AB9, it was much bigger, considerably heavier, and there was nothing available at all on the base of the unit itself. This one is different. We have 8. Do you hear the sounds? You have 8 programmable buttons. You have 2 axes sliders, right? Now, the range of these, it isn't bad, right? There's a nice bit for it, depending on what your use case would be. I've tested these using them as a throttle. I had no issues. I tested them using as a prop. I had no issues. The mixture, little bit of an issue, just a little bit, but you can fix that in the software by just adding in the slightest amount of dead zone, and that'll absolutely fix it up, right? Also, you could use these for trim. You could use them for brakes, right? Wheel brakes. Anything you can have an axis to, that's what it can do. So that is the base unit itself. As I say, you have all these buttons and you have these 2 axis controls right on the top there, which is very, very nice. From our side profile view over here, well, you can kind of see where things are at. It is much smaller than the AB9. The AB9 is a lot heavier, it's a lot more bulkier, and this is considerably smaller. And yes, I am using the desk mount just to give you a full idea of how big the profile is itself, but everything here is solid. The base unit itself, it's metal construction along the sides, and they're giving it a plastic faceplate on the top. So this is actually plastic, but it's like that hard ABS plastic. You're not going to have an issue with it, because the whole idea was, well, they need to like bring the cost down, right? And they have brought the cost down. This is considerably cheaper than the AB9 as well. It's also important to note that these 8 programmable buttons, right, they have a nice soft kind of tactile feel. It's a nice click to it. You know you've pressed it. But these are also driven by LED backlighting, and you can change the color of the panel. So you can have these red, white, green. And when we get into the software that we'll have a look at in a moment, you could actually assign lighting to a profile. So even just looking down at your controls, you'll know what profile that you're using. It's quite intuitive. It's very, very good. At the back of the base or the front, depending on your persuasion, you have a number of different bits and bobs, little buttons, right? So the usual kind of connection, they're using these like network cables. You have a power button on off, then you have device 1, 2, and 3, meaning that we can daisy chain these to other Mosa devices. But then we have our main USB connection, and then you have a direct current input or a DC input, which is located over here. I will move the camera around in a moment to give you an idea, right? So moving on from that, as we move up from the base, well, now we look at their new flight stick. And this one, as I said, it ships with the product. Now, the first thing you'll notice is you'll probably say, Jesus, it's quite a big stick, which it is. It's quite a large stock on the stick, and it does have plenty of control options. It's designed to work right-handed with this one, right? And on that, with the options that we have, looking towards the top of the unit, what buttons we have a push, nice little tactile button. You have a POV switch, right? Clickable. You have a hat switch, also clickable. Then we have this kind of 4 movement switch, clickable. So you have every direction, and you can click forward as well. Then we have a single push button on the side or on the front. And then as we move around to the side, we have a couple of more switches. We have an LED indicator light here on the side, also a switch. And then we have a 2-way switch, which also clicks in. So it's like 3 buttons, right? Onto the unit then itself, the trigger. So it has a single click and then a second click. There's the first click. And there's a second click. So we've got plenty of options there. Two switches can be controlled onto that. Moving down onto the lower left-hand side, we have another hat switch. Again, multiple direction, and you can click it down, which is just here. Try and get the camera, Murphy. This switch here. And you can click it down. And then at the very front of the unit, which will move to this camera to see it, we have another grey button here. Think of that as like your pinky switch. And that's where you can engage there. There's a ton of buttons on this. Like an absolute ton of buttons, right? Yeah, thanks for the comments. Not only that, so the movement, now there's no power in this at the moment. It's not even plugged in. So the movement of it, you can feel the gear inside. You can actually feel it moving around there, right? But what's quite unique, they've also included a twist axis. So if you're not using something like rudder pedals, well, you can twist the yoke or the stick. And there's a nice range of movement on this as well. Now, if this isn't your bag, well, you can lock it down. You pop a screw in here on the very back, and you pop another screw in here on the very front, and that'll lock that twist from happening. It locks it completely down. Now, a huge bit of news with this gear. Let's say, for example, you're like me, and you're using something like Virpil, right? Or Thrustmaster. Well, all of this can disconnect, as I'll show you here now. We'll spin it off, and you simply just pull out the connection wire. And if we have a look down there, that connection, right, that is compatible with what you're used to on the likes of your on your Thrustmaster and also on your Virpil stuff. So you could pop your Virpil controls onto this unit if you didn't want to use the stick that comes with it. Now the stick, as I say, this is all plastic. It feels, it's quite light. right? But it feels fine when you're flying. When everything's connected, it just feels fine. But it is plastic. And if you were to compare this to other brands in the same category, it will feel different, right? Considerably lighter than something like Virpil or Thrustmaster, because this is pure plastic. But it seems to be quite solid so far. I've had no issues on it. There is a metal tensioner on the bottom when we're refitting this onto the gadget, and there's a little arrow here as well, so you know where to align everything is. Bring that up to the camera, you can kind of see it there, look. So you do have an arrow where you can put this connection in, and then as we drop it down into the base, nice and gently just find it, push it in fully, and then we just drop the base on and we start twisting it into position. And once we're happy with it, we bring it to a full tight. You don't have to go too berserk, just give it a bit of a tension, and then you're good to go again. All right. So in terms of what you're getting an awful lot for about a 40% price difference between this and the AB9. Bearing in mind the AB9, it's just the base. Now, the biggest difference, apart from the price, the size, the weight, is the force. As I said, the AB9, it's 9 newtons. It actually goes up as high as 12. This one is 6, and it kind of averages out around 4.4. So I suppose the biggest question you're going to have is, well, you know, what's the force feedback actually like? My testing is quite good. It is quite good. Will this be good enough to do the same as what the AB9 could do? Perhaps a H shifter, you know, your shifter for your drive and stuff? I think yes. I mean, there is a nice bit of resistance. There is a nice bit of tension there when everything's up and running. It's just not going to be as strong, of course, as the AB9, but it is quite good. It is quite good. The dual sliders, as I say, I mean, there's nice movements in them. They're quite solid. There's no, you know, they don't flap around the place. They're quite, you know, there's a nice bit of tension or friction on those. But yeah, I mean, look, they can be your air brakes, they can be throttles, they could be camera views. I mean, whatever you can think of yourself. Do you know what I mean? The motor then as well, it's very smooth, it's quite responsive, and I think where this really is going to shine, lads, it's when we talk about the it's when we talk about the profiles, using different profiles with this. Do you know what I mean? It is compatible with Flight Sim 2020, 2024, X-Plane, DCS, IL2, War Thunder, and more. There's an absolute barrel load of them. The weight of the AB6, the weight of everything connected, granted, okay, we have the plate here for mounting it to your desk. It's about 3 kilos, give or take, right? About 3 kilos. It also uses considerably less electricity. Considerably less, because, well, the motor is smaller, right? So it's actually cheaper to run. If you're looking at, you know, keeping things Greta friendly, it is cheaper to run. And the included accessories, you'll get your power supply, your power cable, your data cable, a toolkit, a user manual, which I have here somewhere, still in the package, and then get a couple of stickers then as well as the that's where our manual, and it comes with the, I didn't even open this, it comes with the usual MOZA stickers here. Hang on there now. If I don't open up, I can never open up these with ripping. That's the sort of savage I am, though. Like, I mean, I'm okay with it, you know what I mean? But some of the stickers then that you get, just to put on your stuff. You know what I mean? Jan Moorkamp is here. Good to see you, Jan. Hope you're well. So, when we look at the gadget, I mean, it is a sizable unit. However, it's nothing in comparison to what the AB9 was. And I think for a lot of folks, the AB9, that was enough to throw folks saying, look, I just don't have the space, or, you know, my desk can't support it. What am I going to do? You know, and then you had to buy the desk mount here. You'd have to buy that separately, right? You'd also have to buy the stick separately. So the AB9 is still a phenomenal force feedback. And when you think of the price, lads, it's very, very good indeed. But the AB6, it's cheaper, it's smaller, and it's lighter. And it comes with more. It's definitely a better valued product. Do you know what I mean? So again, looking at the side profile here, hopefully you can see all this well. And I'm going to try and maneuver me camera in. So hopefully this works. Just bear with now as I start to move things in the man cave. Things could unplug and maybe explode. Right? Hang on there now. We're going to There's me, look. We're going to do one of these, and we'll move this camera stuff around. So hopefully now you can kind of see where we're looking at with the detail that's on the stick itself. It's quite good. And even though it is plastic, I don't think you're going to have any real issues with this, lads. You know? You can also remove the wrist rest. All right. And you can kind of see here, these are the two little areas that you can block in order to lock the twisting motion of it, right? Looking down further then onto the base, and you can kind of see the detail. It has that gorgeous kind of, you know, leather pleather kind of setup there. This is the detail when it comes to the axes, and then all our buttons here as well. And as I said, everything here is done very, very nicely. Very, very nicely. So these are a close-up on the connections up the very, very front. So you can see where you can have your power, and then all your different devices, USB connection, and then your DC input. All right. Any questions so far? Are we happy enough? What are bashing me camera, look. Some of the other buttons then, we get up close to what's on the back of the flight stick. There is an LED indicator up here. It's just lights, customizable just to make it look very, very nice. There are decals on the sides here. Get a bit of focus here now, and we'd be absolutely laughing. Can we get a bit of focus? Yes, we can. Think about it, Murph. How do you focus this? Here we go. So there is there, look, target is there, right? And we have some other buttons down here, like either defenses or deflection and all this kind of stuff. And there's nice kind of subtle branding around the device as well, it being MOZA. All right. So our next little plan here, the base is actually pretty cool, right? So it has this kind of, you know, screw lock device that can go onto your desk. This can go inverted as well, depending on what way you want it. It's very adjustable. You can see where all the different screw points are, right? So you can really adjust the height of this. Very important note though, make sure that the base maintains this gap. And the reason being, lads, the reason being, you need space for these cables to fit in. That's important, all right? If you try and slide this all the way forward, you're not going to get your cables in. It's just one of those things. So if you want, question there is, can you change the stick to a left hand? You would have to get a left hand stick. This stick here is not compatible with a left hand. You can move you can move stuff around in that, but as I said, you can only remove the grip, as in the rest area, but that is a right hand grip or right hand stick. That's what it is. All right. But for the price, I think this is more than good. This is more than good. I think this is excellent for the price. Considering everything that we're getting, lads, I think it's just an incredible, incredible bit of kit. And it's force feedback. This is going to introduce you into the world of force feedback. And I can really tell you this, lads, if you haven't used force feedback in a flight sim, it can be quite unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. You know what I mean? So there we have it. So if there are no questions, we shall press some buttons now as we come back to here. It's very, well, isn't it? It is, Murph, it is. Very kind of detailed stuff going on here, lads. But what we're going to do, we're going to fire this up now into the sim because I want to show you when we power it on. And then I also want to show you what we do when it comes to the profiles. Because to me, this is where the thing really, really does excel, right? So in terms of pricing for this unit, if I click buy now, so in let me see, this is Canadian dollars, 549 Canadian dollars, right? 549 Canadian dollars, which works out I think at 450 euros or $399. I'm almost certain of it. MOZA AB6 pricing. MOZA AB6 pricing. So it's available for $399, 450 euros, or as we said, priced at 549 Canadian. So 449 euro, 450 quid. You're getting a base, a stick, and the desk mount. It's about 40% cheaper than the AB9. It is a considerable saving. A considerable saving. All right. So if there's no questions, let's go over and fire this into the sim. If there's anything else you'd like me to check out on the device before we move on, well, just let me know. it is a very well put together bit of kit, and what I love about it is the it's lighter and it's smaller. It takes up way less of your space. You know what I mean? So, right, we'll do one of these and we'll come back over here, and now things are going to get all terribly, right? Mr. Chippy is here, who celebrated a birthday. And yourself, Mr. Chippy. Welcome in, my dude. So I'm just going to try and mount this without, you know, causing explosions. Get in there now, Jemima. And I need to set up some additional cameras as well as we plug everything in. All right. So how do we do this, Murph, now without causing an accident? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to press some buttons and let's see if this works. Do one of these. Hopefully this works. Yes. And we'll do one of those. Don't push any buttons. I may have pushed a button. Wait, I have. Okay, it seems to be doing stuff over here in the corner. And let me see here now. Please tilt this guy down a little bit. Why is that recording? Stop recording. Pause. Right now.
That's a big 10-4, good buddy.
Don't panic, lads. There's a Muppet at work. Right, let's see. It was working and it wasn't. Big Al, thank you very much indeed. Merv, what are you getting in terms of immersion? I'm going to show you all that now in a second. When you see it. Close that. We'll go back into camera. And I think I need to go to photo mode so that doesn't show up. Right, I think that'll do it. So if I just place that bad boy there for the minute, right? And let's see if I can bring this up. I can! Right, brilliant. That's a weird looking display. Where's that going now? All right, so hang on, let me fix this screen. Let's see here now. We'll do one of those. We'll do one of these. And we'll do, Jesus. We'll do one of those. Because I just want to show you the crack, lads, right? We all see that. Is it all moving? There's my hand, right? We can change where things are here now in a moment, but I just want to show you everything here as it's sitting, right? So I've just mounted it onto my desk. I'm going to tighten it in, right? You have to just bear with. A huge bit of advice when it comes to this equipment, right? Whenever you buy MOZA gear or any gear that has these kind of screw twist locks, drop a WD-40 on them. Because it's plastic on metal and like they don't really turn well. You put a tiny bit of like WD-40 or whatever your equivalent is, silicone spray or something. Huge difference, right? Huge difference. So I'm just going to tighten the old clamps on this. Little twist locks, right? And now I'm going to come along and grab all my cables that I had tied up here. So this is our USB. That's going to go in the back. So there's my face, and I have a power connection down here, and you can be plugged in like so. Right, so that's all connected here beside me, right? And hopefully you can see what the story is. There's a bit of movement there. We'll adjust our camera ever so slightly so you can see the gadget in its full play or full show, right? And you can see, like, look, there's plenty of movement. There's great movement on the whole base, right? That's the twist lock. Make sure you tighten the gadget, Murph. There we go. So we're going to leave that sit there for the minute. And what I'm going to do on screen here, lads, well, I'm going to open up the MOZA cockpit software, right? So as we load this up, just to give you an idea of what we're doing, right? And yeah, as I say, let me know if you have any questions or that, because doing this live is always a bit of crack, isn't it? So it says, look, these are my devices. There's nothing connected. So I'm going to power the unit on, right? So if I move this to one side, we'll turn back on the gadget and I'm going to hit the power button, which is down here, press and hold for about 2 seconds and release. And when we do this, it should come alive itself. It's lighting up. We've heard the windows do-do. And what it's doing at this stage is just calibrating itself. It's performing a self-test or a self-calibration. And that's it. We now have information up on our screen here. Calibration is all good. Firmware is good. And from in here, we can go in and launch the simulator. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to fire up Microsoft Flight Sim here in the background. Now, the MOZA software itself, this is quite impressive, right? So I'm going to show you some of the software before we get into it. So we can, this is the stick, the MHG stick, and it's interchangeable. We can pop other bits and bobs into this, right? There's the base, so you can click on these and you go further into the information. We can look to see, you know, can you change the strength? Can you change the friction? All this sort of stuff. And we can do the very same on the stick, because you can look at the different button mapping. You can change the lighting. You can do all this sort of stuff. So even if I want to change the lights, I can come over here, look at the lights, right? So if I bring the gadget back up on this profile, I've said, look, give me red lighting here. All right. Well, I can just change that click of a button. If I don't want red lighting, if I want it to be white, we can see it changing instantly. As I move and stuff here, you can see all this changing. You know what I mean? Don't know why that Zoom thing is coming up on my phone, but anyway, but hopefully we'll be able to ignore that. But you can see how you can just change the lights, which is pretty cool. Do you know what I love about, there's one from Mrs. TPHI. What I love about this is, lads, right? What I love about this, you can change the colors based on whatever profile you want to use, right? So what I'm saying is, if you're flying, for example, in general aviation, right, and you're going to say, right, I want this to be in this profile and I want that color to be with that profile, it will do exactly that. It'll do exactly that. As soon as you activate the profile, the stick will change color, right? And we are going to get into the we're going to get into the profiles here now in a moment as the simulator loads up, because imagine a world like this. Let's say, for example, you're in the default Cessna 172 and it's fairly new looking, they always are, and you're going to say to yourself, do you know what? Yeah, I want to let's pretend this is like, you know, a 1970s Cessna 172. There's a little bit more play. It shakes a little bit more. There's more rattles in it. It doesn't feel as tight. Well, you can do that with a profile. You can actually edit the profile. So I've created two profiles for tonight's demonstration. Both are for a Cessna 172, one being a new aircraft and then one being in a fairly worn aircraft. And the difference is that's going to change physically how that aircraft feels for you to fly. That is remarkable power. As you know, for us users, we can change how the aircraft feels. Any aircraft. That's quite incredible. Think about it, lads. Think of the sharing, or, you know, the different challenges we can give each other. We can make certain elements of the aircraft absolutely, completely null and void. The elevator, forget it, man. The elevator on this plane, it's so shagged, you know, you would have to exert massive amounts of force in order to be able to do it. Right? Crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy stuff. Why is my life not working? I need to turn back on this gadget. A second, Jesus. Oh no! I've pressed buttons all over the shagging shop. Hang on. How do I exit this now? Man Murphy, you big idiot. Right. We should be back live, which we are. The joys of using phones, right? And that's only because I've maxed out all my cameras, would you believe it? I can't use any more cameras. So we'll get the gadget over here like this, look. Right? So we're now in the sim. I'm going to show you the crack, lads, because seeing is believing. Can you download other people's profiles? Yes, you can. And I'll show you what, I'll just show you what it all does, right? So let me see. We're going to load into a Cessna 172, right? And we're going to go into, what was the ICAO code I'm after? Hang on, we'll look at this briefly. Buttons here, Murphy, you can do it. We'll go into the parallel 42. It's 56 WB. Excellent. Cheat River Island. Get in there now, good and tired. Right. Zoom in here, we have a little look. And this is where the thing will come absolutely class looking, right? So we're just going to load in here for the moment. Just bear with, lads. We'll get all this set up. Time of day, so it's early morning, I suppose. And we'll load this in and we'll take a look. Now, have a look at the stick. It's now loading a profile, and there's ways in which you can kind of disable all of this. Sometimes it'll scare the crap out of you because the stick moves a little bit. And if you start in a live flight, well, get ready to grab a hold of it, right? But I'll show you what we can do here, right? So, as this is loading up, reset my views, remove all the gear, and jump inside in the plane, right? So here we are in a Cessna 172. And if I go back into the MOZA software, where we have a couple of options, right? So I can go into the basic settings. I can use direct input, whereby it's just MOZA figuring out what's going on. I can use telemetry. That's what the simulator is telling the hardware what to do. Or indeed, I can go into what's called integrated. And integrated is going to tell me what we're doing as well. Integrated would be, it's a mix of both, right? Now, up the very top, it says the preset is on idle. So I'm going to come down here to my options, right? And I'm going to go to the game, which is Microsoft Flight Sim. And this is where I have my own profiles, right? So I'm going to treat this as a new aircraft. I'm going to hit load the preset, confirm. So this is my preset now loaded. And you can see how the lights have turned color. We have this teal color now, right? So quick checking all our flight controls. This is where the thing gets absolutely mental. I'm going to fire up this aircraft and I want to show you what it actually does, right? So park and brake is on. Go ahead, get battery, beacon. I imagine that's wind over me. That's shaking a little bit because there's wind. So we'll go into this, calm the wind down, no wind. And see the way the stick has now started to move forward? The stick is figuring, or it's reading wind hitting your elevator, which is making it move. So this is reacting to it, right? There's also settings in this. In a real world airplane, the yoke, the control, it'll always lean a little bit forward. Why? Well, there's nothing holding it back, so gravity takes over. So if I try and center the stick, look, it just falls forward. And if you listen to the aircraft, that's what happens in the real craft, right? Ailerons, not so much, right? Unless there's a bit of wind pushing them back. But remember, I've set this up to feel like it's a brand new Cessna. So let's treat it as such. So we're going to go fuel pump on. Clear prop. And let's see what happens here. Bit of throttle, Murph. And we'll give it a start. Have a look at the stick when we start. You guys see that? So you can see the shakeage, right? So that's just vibrating, shaking, rocking and rolling based on what the engine RPM is doing. Now I want you to keep a close eye on the stick. As I bring more power in, I'm going to increase that RPM. See the way it's pretty much stopped moving? Or go to full idle. That's absolutely brilliant, and that's real. I mean, okay, a joystick in a Cessna 172, probably not. But when it comes to a yoke, your yoke will do that because it's shaking, it's rattling, it's rolling, it's doing its thing, right? However, as it's shaking and you increase some RPM,
Oh, Jesus.
it absolutely calms it down. Isn't that deadly? That's deadly, right? Now, in terms of then flying the aircraft, or let's check this one out. You'll notice on the aircraft, I've included like a spring. It makes the airplane feel tight, responsive, fresh. Ailerons are brand new. The cables haven't been stretched at all, right? All right. So we're going to shut her down. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to load in a different profile. A 172 old profile. I'm going to click load, confirm. All right, so that should be in now. It is. So this is the old profile, right? Hang on, we'll fix it. Thanks for letting me know. The phone keeps timing out. Hang on, we'll do some science. Oh, we're live again, look. Ah, Jesus, brilliant. There's like a timeout on the phone. Stupid things. Jesus. Technology is beating me, lads. Can we go back to camera, please, Murph? Yes. Here we go. Right. Now, I want to show you what is going to happen here now, because I've just loaded in the old profile, lads. Right? The old profile. So let's see what happens to the aircraft now. And I'm not going to touch anything. So mixture full. Throttle a little bit. Clear prop. You guys see the movement and the shaking and how much more force is now gone into that yoke. It is hopping around the place. And again, I can increase the RPM. See how much it's shaking? The other aircraft, it was as calm can be. And not only that, the movement, it doesn't jump straight back. It's slower to move around, right? So what I've been able to do with the profile, I'm able to simulate an older airframe. This is next level stuff, lads, right? I mean, look how much RPM. We got to get this thing up to like 1500 before it kind of calms down. Let's go to 2000. I mean, it's still hopping around the place, right? Now we go back down, idle. Right? Now, let's load in the other profile just again to show us the difference. TTM 172 new. Load. Confirm. Everything's calmed down. It's way tighter. Clear prop. And let's give it a start. So at idle, this is the movement. Bring it back up to 1500 on our RPM. It barely even moves. Isn't that deadly, isn't it? And then we go even more power. Like, it's just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And then there's other settings we can mess around with. For example, let's add in a bit of power, right? The flap movement. Do you see now? The stick is shaking around just that little bit more because you have movement of the flaps. It's giving you that vibration rumble in the entire aircraft because the flaps are in motion, right? And then you bring the flaps home again. It's all nice and easy. And then we bring it back to idle. When you're flying the aircraft, and you want to go messing with the flaps, you can really feel it. Not only that, but you can actually feel the forces on the wings themselves. Let's load back in the old preset. We'll do a startup again. I mean, look at the sheer amount of shaking at idle. Right? Flaps. I mean, it's hopping. And the feedback you're getting, it's, you know, you're getting a very mechanical vibration through all of this when the flaps are in motion. You know what I mean? And I'm going to show you a little bit more now when it comes to the profiles and how you can really mess around with things, right? So for this, we're going to load in the new profile because, like, this one here is quite extreme. So we'll load back in the new aircraft, confirm. And if we have a look at some of the options up here, look, this is where we can mess with it, right? So we have this spring. So torque output and force feedback, I keep all these at 100%, all right? That's important. See the spring, I've set it to 50. If I remove the spring, see the way there's no more centering left or right? Because there's no center spring, right? It'll sit and fall forward because I've told it to fall forward, but in terms of left and right, there is no spring. The yoke stays exactly where you leave it. Isn't that mad, right? Now, because it's a new aircraft, well, I want it to feel like it has a spring. So if I release this, see the way it comes back to recenter, right? We also have all these other settings, and then we have our telemetry settings. This is where we can really mess with how everything feels, right? So your pilot feel, deceleration effect. So as you're flying along and you decel, you can actually tell the software, I want to feel the stick starting to pull forward or move forward when I cut the power or there's braking, you're decelerating. So you're going to get that feeling of the, you know, it's now moving forward because the aircraft is slowing down, right? We can also do more. We can look at G-force. We can go onto the wing as well. Stall buffet. You'll actually feel the buffet. So, you know, you hear the stall, you know, the beep, right? You're about to stall. But then you feel this very, you know, unnerving shake. It's a stall buffet. That's, you're stalling. You're just about to hit that stall. And you can really amplify that feeling in the aircraft, right? Control surfaces can be done in here as well. So we can look at things like the elevator droop. So I have this set to 100%. If I turn this off, look what happens. I'll have to do this a second time because my phone gave up the goat. Stupid thing. Hang on, we'll fix it. Get in there, Murph. Get in there, Murph. Stupid technology. Right now. Hopefully this will work. We're literally pointing all over the shop. Have a look at this, right? If I turn this back on, see, look at that. So you're simulating the forces of the aircraft elevator deflects downward because it's gravity, right? You can have that on or off depending on your own persuasion. I like to leave it on. Propeller dynamics, so you can say, right, I want this thing shaking, rattling and rolling based on what the prop wash is doing, or indeed the torque factor of the engine, the P factor moving. I want to feel that in the aircraft or in my controls, and you can do all of that. And you can kind of see from the menus here, lads, everything's built on sliders. They also give you a number of different curves that you can kind of play around with. But when it comes then to saving stuff, so see the way this says unsaved, I can go to save as. It'll say, right, what are you going to give it a name? This is the name, right? And then it saves it. You go into the Mosa folder, you'll find it there. If I want to add presets, see this local preset? You literally drop presets into these folders and you can pick it up. So you can share profiles. I'm so excited for this because I think developers should be getting involved here now, trying to get more profiles designed specifically for their aircraft, right? And again, when it comes to things like, you know, changing the lights of your profile, you can do all these things as well. If I go to the old aircraft, if I wanted to save the lighting on this, so if we go lights for this, it's currently set to teal. Okay, let's leave it on teal for this profile. If we go to the new profile, let's load it. Let's check the lighting. On this one, we'll take it off teal. Let's go to red, right? And we're going to now save this. So we're going to select red. Just hit save, right? So you'll notice now on the base, the lights are red because we've selected this profile. However, if I want to go to the older profile, see the way the lights change? Right? So you get the idea fairly quickly, right? I've also put in a helicopter one because, well, my opinion, when it comes to this sort of stuff, when it comes to flying with force feedback, I think the absolute game changer is for when you're flying helicopters, right? So we're going to load back in here in a helicopter because people naturally find helicopters a little bit difficult to fly, which makes sense, right? However, when you have something like force feedback and you can feel what the wind, what the torque, where the aircraft is trying to balance to, you're feeling the opposite inputs directly onto the aircraft, your heli skills start increasing rapidly. And I mean rapidly, right? What was that again? 56 WV. Choppers is where I think this stuff is so very good. So very good. Right, get in there. My camera will probably stop again. If it does, just shout with me, lads. We'll turn it back on. So think about it. This idea of profiles, by the way. Oh, we just got a raid. Welcome in, man. Thank you very much indeed for the raid. Is it RE2 Insane? Welcome in, buddy. Hope you had a great stream. We're here checking out the Mosa AB6 in Microsoft Flight Sim. Having loads of fun with it. Hope you had a great stream, lads. You're very welcome in. And a very happy Wednesday to you. So, into this machine. Myself. So what I need to do here, I do have the chopper loaded. TTM heli is loaded. Green lights, perfect, right? And I'm going to put some life into this machine here now. So just bear with. Battery, instruments, hello there. Collision lights, yes. Fuel pumps, yes. Open the fuel. And power on. Let's give it a few moments. These profiles work across all the Mosa gear. So if you have the yoke, if you have the AB9 or the AB6, these sort of profiles, that's what Mosa have done here. And it's genius. It really is, lads. Think about it, right? Think of the challenges. We could set up a flight, let's say on Friday night, and we can say, hey, we're going to be flying in, you know, very high altitude in an old tired DC3. And the challenge tonight, guys, is if you have MOZA gear, download this profile. That will change how that airplane behaves based on, you know, others. You know what I'm saying? See the movement already on the stick? And we need to grab a hold of this because this will absolutely throw you. Okay, so here we are, and we're going to attempt to take off. And just, we're looking for accuracy here, right? We're looking at nothing now at the minute because it's paused. Stupid phone is breaking me heart, lads. Hang on now. Here we go. Get a good long hard look at that Roshi now, riot. Right, so we're going to take off with this. You ready? The feedback I have on this stick right now, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And what this is doing, this is increasing the accuracy and the control I have over this aircraft. So much so, I mean, look how low I can fly this, and I'm feeling where the chopper is trying to move me to, and I'm putting in the slightest of movements. That's what this enables you to do, right? Get a bit more lift in here now. Mind the trees, Murph. We're really picking up speed now, and I'm really feeling all of this in the stick. I'm feeling every bit of it. Slope up here. Like, I'm feeling all the forces, what direction this chopper is trying to get me to go. Could you tell us if you feel any cogging? So you can definitely feel the mechanics at work under your hands, right? In terms of like cogs or moving, like the only thing I can compare it to is like the last time I felt, oh Jesus, the last time I felt cogging or moving, I would, you know, say something like, you know, the Logitech steering wheels, that sort of mechanical locking stuff. This is nowhere as rough as that. Nowhere near as rough. It is mechanical though. There is a motor moving beneath you. You can definitely feel it. In terms of the force, I mean, you know, a grown adult is not going to have any issue with this. Even a kid, a small child, forget it. Like, there's too much force here. But yeah, I mean, some people were saying it felt clunky. It felt, I don't have that at all. I mean, comparing this, of course, to the AB9, very, very similar. Very, very similar. And the fact that you can really dial in the settings, you can increase the dampener, you can decrease the the friction, right? You have all of these options. All of these options. Do you feel the two axis separately, or is it really well integrated? Oh no, it's completely integrated. It's completely integrated. Right? Now, there's another thing I didn't show you. I'll show you this briefly. We're going to end this flight and come back in here in the 172 because there's another two features of this software. The AB9 does it as well, as do their yokes, right? But what you can do, lads, what you can do, in a real airplane, you can, when you trim, you're literally trimming out the forces, right? You're trimming out the forces, meaning at the moment, in most flight sims, we trim. So what we do, we try and, you know, trim our controls so we're not going up or down anymore. Well, in the real world, we're going to load a different profile here briefly. We're going to go with the new one. Load preset, confirm, yes. In a real world airplane, when you trim, it actually controls how much of the yoke is going to move. You're literally trimming it so the yoke stops moving, right? So if I do a very quick start up and take off here, I'll show you this, right? So let's see. Let's get ourselves started up and out of here quickly. We're just going to get out of here and see what happens, right? And well, hopefully all this stays working. Onto flaps. Have we sufficient space to take off? Probably not. We'll have to go up here. And if my camera stops again, I'll turn it back on, so don't be worrying. There's our autopilot coming alive. So when I trim this aircraft, you'll actually see the stick staying to where I've trimmed it to. And it also has an autopilot follow mode. So if the aircraft autopilot comes in, you'll actually see everything move, right? So let's just verify that these settings are indeed turned on. So we can go into over here. We're going to go into special. No, it's not. Basic. Expert settings. Status. Trim following on. And autopilot following on. I've now turned both of these on. All right. All right. Off the brakes. Just bear with now for a second, lads. Bear with. Now I'm feeling the forces on my hand already. I can feel it. It wants to fly. I can feel the force pushing the aircraft back. That elevator, it's no longer drooping forward as it was. Yeah. So, oopsie daisy. Little turn. Flaps in. That's like vibrating mad in my hand with the flaps as my camera turns off again. Bear with, lads. The reason I'm having issues with the camera is purely because I've too many... Oh, Jesus, I've too many cameras, right? Oh, mind the trees. Right, so we're going to start trimming this machine here, right? So there's a bit of trim. Now, if I show you this correctly... So here's the plane neutral, and I want you to have a look, see where that stick is. That's neutral. With the trim, easy now, easy now. Just hold the trim for me. You're literally trimming out the force. I can let go of it now. That's neutral, which is there, and that's now where I've trimmed it to. So you're literally trimming out the forces. You're removing the pressure that you need to exert pushing forward because you've changed it, right? So another thing I want to show you is the autopilot. And check out what this can do, right? Okay, that, okay, that, okay, this, okay, that. So with our autopilot, let's see here now. Disappear the yoke for a second. Just bear with. So we're at 2,000 feet. Call it 2,500, right? Autopilot on. We're going to arm it. We're going to climb at 800 feet. And we're going to go heading mode, right? Now, because we're on autopilot follow mode, right, with our yoke, let's have a look what we can do here. That stick is following the autopilot. If I change our vertical speed, if I change our altitude, let's call it 3,000, vertical speed up, arm, vertical speed, that's the trim. And then if we start moving, like, see the joystick is moving because it's following the autopilot. How mad is that? Look at it, it's moving itself. So that's a feature MOZA have built into all of this. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts, lads? Are you impressed? Why is that screen so dark? It's it's very good, isn't it? And if I take back control, autopilot disconnect, it becomes my airplane. And if we pitch up, have a look at what the stall buffet does. There you go. Like, you really feel it. You really feel it. We throw all the flaps in. And like, I'm feeling that input. I'm feeling those flaps drop down. Like, you can feel it. even yaw, if you throw yaw in, you're getting, you know, it's getting that uneasy kind of centering. You know there's something not happening. You know what I mean? Flaps coming back in. And the beautiful thing about all of this is, with the profiles, you can absolutely change all this yourself. Like, if we wanted to compare now this plane versus the other profile for the old Cessna, load, yes, you see our profile lights have changed. The amount of look how unsteady the aircraft is. I'm trying to keep control of it. Why? All the pulleys and cables, they're worn. They're well worn. So this has automatically become a different aircraft to fly. How is the latency between the Force and what you see in the sim? I can't detect it at all, Roy. Like, there is no noticeable delay between, like, flaps, instant. I can feel the forces of air instantly, right? Touchdown effects, roll effects. If I had a retractable landing gear, when that gear actually closes, bang, right? Absolute bangs it. Or you can have it as soft as you like. But if you notice, my airspeed is straightening up my ailerons. If I slow this right down, right? Drop the airspeed. The ailerons are so much slower trying to get back. Firebird, good to see it. Like, look how much shaking. Look at the, I don't know, like, look. The thing is rattling all over the place, look. There's a stall. And then it calms down. So that is the MOZA AB6. Does it add to VR? Hell yeah. Like, this on a motion rig in VR, you're literally missing the smell. Nothing else. Nothing else. It's absolutely incredible is what it is. You know what I mean? It's absolutely incredible, lads. So, as I said, I'm so very well impressed with everything that MOZA have done here. But I really think, you know, the star of the show, it's in these profiles. Speaking of which, that's going to break my arm. Calm it all down, please. Now, for those of you who don't want to go messing and creating your own, you know, your own profiles, you don't have to. You can go and just do a search for Microsoft Flight Sim. If you look at 2020, for example, there's already a good few in there, right? So they have a database. They also have stuff over in the world of DCS, X-Plane, War Thunder, and all the jazz. They have all those as well, right? But this is where they all live. And you can see, like, the AB9 is in there. There's yokes in there. And it's only a matter of click it, and that's it. Away you go, right? Other stuff coming later, that's for the throttle. You can do, like, loads of different panel settings for the throttle. Same when it comes to their rudder pedals. MOZA just have a lot of awesome gear in there now. Dynamic force feedback, it'll react to what the sim is doing. Your telemetry force feedback, and then your axis travel. I mean, you've full control over this, lads. You have full control. Can you use profiles that others create? Yes, you can. You only have to place them inside the MOZA folder. Then when you go into your profiles, you'll see them down here. So what device are you using? What simulator are you using? And you name them. So you can see where the presets are. We got a button here to import. Drag preset files here or click to select your files. Like, this is genius. Presets for the base game or a particular vehicle. So in the case of Flight Sim 2024, they've listed off all the default aircraft, right? But I would import them as the default aircraft, and then sure, you can just rename them and tweak them. And then the device, you can say, well, hey, do you want an auto preset, or you just want to import it and you can select it when and where you want? It's like brilliant, right? Absolutely brilliant. You know what I mean? So I'm very much impressed with it. MOZA have hit a home run here, lads, without a shadow of a doubt. Why is that screen so dark? They've hit a home run, you know? Let me see. Jester, filters. Why is my screen? I'm just having a night of it. I really am. Is that screen shocking dark or is it all right, lads? It seems darker to me. My PC took 10 minutes to restart. It was wrecking me head. Seems okay, does it? Okay. Anyway, so that's the MOZA gear. Now, while we're here, we're checking out Cheat River Island by Parallel 42. And what a beautiful location this is. Right? It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it is dark. I thought it was dark. It is dark to me. There's something not right here in the world. Do you know the way, everything works perfectly and then nothing works at all? That's kind of where I am at tonight, you know? Let's see. 2160. Yes. Color range. Right, that'll sort it out for now, will it? Or is that a bit too bright? Sometimes things just don't work. There we go. Right, let's go exploring here. So with Cheat River Island, as I said, we're up here in West Virginia, and there's tons of stuff here. Parallel 42, they just do scenes. They've there's more going on than just a simple runway. There's a turkey, right? And you can see it's a grass strip. There's loads of camping going on. You can see it's a proper fly-in. Isn't it very, very nice, isn't it? Gobble, gobble. This is €13.95 from Parallel 42. And it's a great spot for camp out, using camp out utility as well. But it just kind of gives you the whole vibe, doesn't it? It's yeah, man, we're at a fly-in. There's a guy flying a friggin' drone. Loads of tents. There's people hanging around. There's dogs. I mean, they make some... what's your man doing over there? Look, what's he on? He's on a gadget. As you do. What else do we have here? Are we alone here or is there people with us? I think we're alone. But you can see all the different different aircraft. Loads of static objects. And there's little cool places to go exploring. And you can go on car, you can go foot, you can go air. It's pretty cool. What's the price difference between the AB6 and the AB9? About 40%. The AB6 is about 40% cheaper. For €450, lads, it's very, very hard to say no thanks. That's an excellent price considering you're getting the base, the stick, and the desk mount. And if you currently have another stick, let it be Virpil or Thrustmaster, and you like it, you can still use that. You can still use that, right? Look at the drone up here, look. Jesus, that's a bit of a hazard, I'd say, is it? Oh, there he is. He's checking out the stuff. Look at the detail, look. I love the Parallel 42 sceneries. Jeppesen does a lot of these, lads. They're just absolutely top class stuff. And there's sound effects. Here it is. I mean, that's immersion right there, look. You know what I mean? All alone, here in the forest. The sounds of crickets and fire. Ah, me hand! Deadly, isn't it? Total ASMR, yeah. They also have the Patriot tent and the beautiful Patriot. Ooh. We saw that at Flight Sim Expo. Did I just see a fella on a quad bike? I did. Where are you going, Chief? Up, you devil. No Scotus though. I'm raging. So this is the region. You can go driving, exploring. It's a great fly-in location. Isn't it pretty cool? What do you think of it, lads? It's friggin' awesome. And they've done a fair bit locally as well. Like they've modelled buildings and put cars in and all this kind of stuff. Isn't it in a beautiful part of the world, this? Beautiful, stunning part of the world. Do you know? So, Cheat River Island. It's now available, lads. It's from Parallel 42 and it's absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful part of the world. We'll have to plan some flyage up here very, very soon indeed. Right? Now, for our last bit, I better, well, I'll leave it plugged in, but like, I need to be careful now because I'm going to do aircraft carrier stuff. F, is it? F4F. Here we are. Steady now. The joystick is going around like a mad thing. Now, where's this? RedWing Simulations are working on something. I want to show you. This is class looking, lads, right? It's over here. Here we go. And here we go. I want you to have a look at this trailer just for a minute, right? Because it's cool. It's already now watching the trailer. HD. Let's go with that. Right, check this one out, lads. Ooh and very ah. So, the Class Yorktown Carrier from 1942, available on the marketplace, and it's looking very, very nice indeed. We're going to check this one out just now, right? So, what was the what was the ICAO I need to load in on? So, Carrier CV5. So let's go CV5. USS Yorktown. In you go. It's pretty cool, right? RedWing have made some incredible add-ons over the years, especially when they're looking at especially when they're looking at the likes of some of the old stuff, right? So runway 19 or no, let's go on the ramp and let's load this in, right? Meanwhile, now the joystick is still hopping around the place. What's the profile is she loaded in on? TTM new. Yeah, we're okay. So hopefully this is all clear. I don't know, is it? Bring it back to normal here now. There we go. So we'll click ready to fly. Jump ourselves in. And I think I finished this. There we go. And we should be in this, which we are. All right. So, what we're looking at here, lads, right? How we roll. Owen, good to see you, buddy. What we're looking at here is a carrier group in the Pacific War Theatre, or the Pacific Theatre, right? And, well, they are World War II aircraft carriers. But not only that, it's a full carrier group, right? And they've some really nice things like the smoke effects. Like, I've probably loaded in with, like, no weather. Let's give a live weather to see what's happening over here. You'll see the wind change. You'll see all the effects come alive. See all the smoke moving there, right? There's sounds built into the scenery, right? And there's some really nice detail on the carrier, right? There's some really nice details on it, and it's you know, period authentic. Right, but there's also a lot of functionality on these older aircraft carriers. I mean, your arrestor cable is so important, right? Let's look at some of the details, right? So we get this little UI when it wants to load. There we go. So we have carrier takeoff, barriers down, stand down position, front elevator up. We can go full crew. We can change battle sounds. No battle sounds. Catapult on or off. Deck lights if you want them on or off. Normal deck, so you can remove the other aircraft if you like. Full crew, reduce to crew, right? Or you can go full crew. And what else do we have here? You also have these various different battle modes, and that just simulates a whole load of stuff going on in the area, which is pretty cool, right? So let me see. Battle sound. I think they're on now. I think they're on. And if we were to say barrier down or barrier up, so they're like your emergency barriers, right? And then we can set the deck for takeoff. That'll remove these aircraft and put the barriers down, right? So with this machine, you'll be taking off, well, depending on the wind, of course, but usually take off one direction, land on the other direction because, well, there's aircraft parked, right? Must have been the beans. Yeah. So it's pretty cool, and like the number of other vessels that you get here, and another carrier. It's nice that they've added in all of this. Mr. Anderson, good to see you, buddy. For those of you who like flying in these World War II vintage aircraft, this is fantastic, right? So, like any attempt to, you know, aircraft carrier stuff, I have not flown this plane in a long time, so you'll have to bear with. Let me see here now. Oh, yes, and yeah, that's me lost. I think we have a little doohickey here. We do. We have a little doohickey. So let me see. Unfold the wings. Go. Unless we are wings folding down, which it is. And what else do we have here now? Anyone else know how to fly this? No. Gun sight pull. That's for fuel. Fuel tanks on main. Throttle mixture shall be open. Which? What else do we need to do here now? There'll be an energizer and a starter, no doubt. We have smoke, wings. Oh, there's the wing fold there, look. Sim Guy, thank you very, very much indeed. I should be facing the other way, says Malky. Couldn't tell you, Malky. I've never taken... Well, yes is the answer. Probably I should be. Probably I should be. Because, although in saying that, the arrestor cables would be down there. Yeah. Right, we'll put accuracy to one side for the moment and let's just see if we can do this, right? Engine primer we want. Battery on, Jenny on, gun camera. Oh, they have that working again. Nice. The gun camera works. What else do we want? Lights. Generator, starter. Only the Japanese had the island on the left. Oh, did they? Oh, as in the control tower. Didn't they call that the island? Yeah, you'll have to forgive my shocking ignorance here, lads. I'm quite limited. I have yet to study up on all of this. But we'll see how we get on, right? Now, there's a button here for the hook. Supercharger, fuel, landing flaps, ailerons, throttle. Alright. Generator safety switch. Payload. Sweet. I haven't flown this plane in so long. It's such a good plane. What do we have down here? Tail lights, electrical light switches. Pitot switch. And I'm sure we have an L carrier arrestor cable here somewhere, right? That's funny. Corsairs never flew off CV5. The F4Us came out in 43 and poor Yorktown was already gone. Feedback like this, it's important. Let the dev know, lads. And just like be friendly about it, because tail wheel. Where's the I don't need it now, but I'll need it for landing. Where's the cowl landing gear? Launch. I'm looking for the arrestor cable, but we'll figure it out now in a second, right? Right. Power coming in, hold the brakes. Let's see what happens. Don't hit the building. Whoop, you divil it. Jesus, it's windy. Right, drop, you divil. Easy, easy. Gear coming up. It should say tail hook. It should do. Black smoke and no during flight operations. Hawk driver gonna see it. Blame the plane handlers for the plane facing the wrong direction. Yes. Look at the amount of ships, look. Man, I really need to get reacquainted with this airplane. I have not flown it in so long. Right, so as we're kind of messing here, tail hook. Emergency fuel pump. Gun sight. I'm afraid to press buttons on this because, like, this will kill you. Let's see now. Pan farther left. That's the supercharger, throttle, mixture. No idea what that just did. Jesus. Listen, we're all in this together, lads. Let's fly back and see, can we land this on a carrier, right? But before we do that, if I was a tail hook, where would I live? We'll find it. Payload selector, no. Lights. Lights, battery, starter, gun camera. Cowl flaps. That's got to be for the canopy, right? What's that do? Ha ha ha! We found it. Right, for future reference, there's our tail hook. Right. Easy now. It's on the dock thingy. Yeah. It's alright, we found it. Well done, lads. I didn't doubt you for a second. Now we have to attempt to land this machine. Easy now. That's classed with the smoke coming out of them, because I mean, like, steam powered, but like it gives you a good idea of where to go. Gear coming down. Now we also want to configure this for a landing. Barrier needs to be up. Don't stall. Easy now. Your rudder left. I mean, this can either go great or not great, right? I've every confidence in your faith. Easy now. Easy now. We're coming in sideways. What's going to happen here, lads? Easy. Easy. Oh, heck yeah! Brilliant! Great job, Simon and Garfunkel. Brilliant! First time! That was brilliant. Number one wire. Very fancy, right? But anyway, I like this only because, and the feedback, what you're saying, Corsairs and whatnot, of course, lads, let's communicate that back to the developer, right? Because it's important to, you know, feed it all back. The stall lessons paid off. They really did. I like this setup, right? And there's a barrel load of information here as well. Where is it now? He's doing other stuff. Where is the widget controls this? So there is a manual here. Let's see now. I hooked the edge of the ship. Listen. World War II, Yorktown class. Check out some of the... oh wait, did I download this already? Hang on, I'll show you. Get over there now. Yorktown class. Here we go, lads. Look. This is the manual you can grab from the website. Right? Pilot's Handbook of Flight Operation Instructions. Right? Pretty cool, right? So history features, you know, the weight, hull, deck, armament, islands, engineer, the whole thing, right? The USS Yorktown, Enterprise, Wasp, and Hornet. The game concept, takeoff and landing, flags and signals, missions, Battle of Midway, Battle of the Coral Sea, Battle of the Philippine Sea, and then the Doolittle Raid, right? The manual provides information to use the USS Hornet scenery in Microsoft Flight Sim. The numerous restrictions of greatly limit the in-game interactions, and you'll need to be imaginative during the mission phases. It is currently impossible to bomb or attack a location or another aircraft. However, the essence of a war mission lies in managing your aircraft over a long period of time and in a hostile environment. The aircraft you select to fly must have an arresting hook and a catapult system if you want to use these events in the game. No aircraft are provided. The USS Wasp is not modelled in the game. All right. So it's giving us some information here on the Yorktown class, right? And there's a nice bit going on here. You can open the hangar door system, or open the hangar door, right? The features. Some information from the Yorktown, Enterprise, Wasp, and Hornet. The weight is some information about what things are and where they are. Information regarding the hull, right? Information regarding the deck. Armament of the ships. 4 quadruple 1.1 inch 75 Mark 1 28mm anti-aircraft guns. Jesus. Due to the restrictions of battle mode, it is not available on the Microsoft Flight Sim Simulator. Contact us to unlock the option. All right. The island. An island to the starboard, toppled with a tripod and mast pylon, housed navigation bridge. There's a fair bit of information in this, lads. The engines of the ships, the hangar. Like, what? There's quite a bit in this, isn't there? The catapults. Side catapults are not simulated, and if the deck catapults are simulated by the aircraft, only if they're equipped with them. The arrestor cables, they're there. The arresting barrier are there. Different aircraft, so these are the ones that they're saying, right? Devastator. So, in the air carrier group, at the beginning of the Pacific War, the distribution of aircraft on board was approximately 40% fighters, most often the Grumman F4F Wildcats, 40% dive bombers, 2 squadron of Douglas Dauntless, and then 1 designated versus for reconnaissance and 1 designated for bombing. 20% torpedo bombers, the Douglas Devastators. So he's accurate at the information back here, right? It's probably just the modelling he's put in. That's mad looking. American Defence Service Medal. Like, there's a quite a good bit of interesting and reading up on this, look. Yorktown's first combat attack or action took place in early February 1942. These planes sank the Japanese aircraft carrier Shoho and seriously damaged it. Jesus. Yorktown was severely damaged but repaired at Pearl Harbor. It participated in the Battle of Midway. The aircraft eliminated the aircraft carriers as well as the Soryu, the Hiryu, and also the Mikuma. Several successive attacks by bombers and torpedo planes destroyed the Yorktown. It was abandoned on the afternoon of June the 4th. 2 days later, while salvage operations were underway on the still floating ship, a Japanese submarine sank the aircraft carrier the 7th of June, 7:01 a.m. So he's put his information in there. Then we have the USS Enterprise, nicknamed the Big E, hull number CV6. I was on the USS Intrepid, and I was also on the USS JFK. Now, the USS JFK at the time, that's when she was on her way back to the States to be decommissioned, but it was still a serving, fully functional aircraft carrier. That was CV67. That's mad, isn't it? The wreck's been found. Oh, really? That's awesome. I really like what RedWing have done here with all the information. That's class, man. Now, the game concept. The Yorktown, Enterprise, Hornet have been modelled in-game to allow you to interact with them. Despite some differences in reality, they are based on the same model in-game. The textures and camouflage differ. The aircraft also feature liveries specific to each carrier. To select an aircraft carrier in the game, that's grand. That's what they are. Battle mode can be activated via the widget. It activates the aircraft carrier's weapons and plays over 60 ambient sounds. They don't seem to be working on the version I have. Anti-aircraft fire is visually activated above the ships. Planes chase each other in dogfights, and some aircraft crash or attempt kamikaze attacks. Jesus. In battle mode, navigation lights are turned off, and at night, only red lights are allowed. So see the way they're locked? I can't unlock these on the version I have, but it's pretty cool that they've included that, right? So then it's telling you carrier for takeoff, for landing, the different configuration, right? The elevator.
Hello there.
Allows you to activate the elevator of the ships, right? Full crew, option to reduce the number of non-essential crew members, limit the workload on your computer, and so on and so forth. Thank you for subscribing, Eric. Thank you very much indeed. Coral Sea, not Peril. She was patched up 72 hours and sent to Midway. She wasn't sent to Peril, so... Okay. Again, information, it just needs to go back to them. You can see that there's a level of, like, savage passion in this to provide, like, how many pages? To provide so many pages and give us information, like, it's, you know, if there's a typo here or something wrong, you need to let them know. 71 pages. So that's takeoff, landing. So hang on, takeoff. You can choose to take off using maximum flight surfaces. Classic takeoff. The aircraft carrier is in the carrier for takeoff position. Takeoff deck procedures. Yellow dogs will guide you to the catapult in the runway center line. Okay. Check your wings are deployed. Launch director, green shirt. Manually allow catapulting. Grand. After takeoff, the men in green run across the deck to retrieve the catapult cables. Now, Yorktown was repaired at Pearl Harbor between Coral Sea and Midway. Ah, there we go. Landing. You can choose to land conventionally or using the arrestor stands or the arresting barrier. So the cables 1 to 5 and then emergency barriers. Jesus. Classic landings. No hook barrier emergency landing. That's pretty cool. Harassing. There's a typo. Landing procedures. Look at that. 1,000 feet, descend and then swing it in. Deck procedures. Flags and signals. That's cool, look. They animated the flags. That's pretty cool, lads, isn't it? Embark or unload dangerous cargo. Airplane activity on the carrier. I'm on fire battle mode. Prepare to resupply at sea. That's class. If the Admiral commands a fleet from this ship, his flag is placed under the US flag. No way! It's awesome, man. The Jack flag is usually placed in the stern anchor. The Jack flag, you see? And then with the missions. The manual offers additional missions for use with the Hornet scenario in Flight Sim 24. They're not missions included. These are not missions included and function in the game, but rather private goals and objectives. That's pretty cool. Battle of the Coral Sea. Oh, look at that. Jeez, he's gone into savage detail here, look. That's real good, look. Man alive, that's savage. Sea rescue mission? A US Navy raft? No way. Inspection of an isolated island. Mission 3. To go out and do a recce. The Battle of Midway. $320 planes lost at Midway. Jeez. Find the Japanese submarine. Lost at sea. Identifying a boat. Battle of the Philippine Sea. Medical supply. Target practice. Go away with that. I was at the launch and then later commissioning of the carrier JFK. My brother and my father designed and made some of the parts. Stick figure? No way, man. This is where the British flag gets its name from, the Union Jack. It was flown on the back of the ship. That's awesome. Hope someone creates missions with Miltex hubs. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Emergency return, and then the Doolittle raid. The mission is not yet developed in this version, so it will be added. All the different aircraft carriers, look. RedWing. They're a French company, I think. We thank all the helpers and beta testers. Look at that, Franco for flying. Nice. Special thanks to all our customers helping us to create this. That's awesome. That's awesome. Jay Whittaker, I don't have a release date yet. I was chatting to RedWing because like they're working on some pretty incredible stuff. It's just incredible. This looks very, very good indeed. And like there is hours of content using this. But yeah, I don't seem to be able to unlock these things. It says unlock them, right? Just happy to see them moving in. Yeah, interesting that these folks weren't at Expo, and that's of course I miss. Do you know what, Scott? I didn't see them there either, man. I didn't see them there either, but this is very, very interesting stuff. Like these guys did like, you know, the original air routes. They did like the 1930s. They've done a ton of them. Yeah, like the entire Pacific theater, I am not well versed on. Like my World War II kind of research and studying, very much so in Europe. But I do want to learn all about the Pacific, right? They should have gotten Colonel Fork to help them. Well, I'm sure they will. Look, they'll Colonel Fork and Jay Whittaker. You know, it's by all means jump onto their Discord. You know, yeah, it never does. Like schools over here, like we don't learn about this in school. You know, but look, there's beautiful details, I think. And it's FPS friendly. Like if you get right up and close to it, yeah, it's probably a little bit rough, but like you're not going to be that close. You know, angle of attack. Good to see you. You're both in the Discord. Super. Your dad was a World War II vet in Europe, Doc Nader. No way. Like they're stationary. They don't appear to be moving, and it's all it's the US fleet, right? Like, is it, were they called back then? Was it just a carrier, a carrier group or a carrier division? It looked like it I don't know, is that supposed, again, my knowledge, I love ships, but like, that's very kind of Bismarck looking, all right, isn't it? Battle group, yeah. I don't know, like, it looks like it, but it's not. Like the Bismarck was freaking huge. But it's there's great detail in there. Yeah, now get my camera slowed down so we can actually go in and explore a little bit. Into the hangar. So they're F4s, I think, by looking at them, they're Corsairs. So we're saying historically that is incorrect. Is that what we're saying? Yeah. Do the sounds. That's very good. The Admiral is on board. There's little sound playing, little sound files. That's awesome, man. That's the USS Enterprise. To boldly go. That's class, man. So I've no release date yet, but I'm so very glad I got a chance to look at this, because this is something cool, isn't it? It's just cool. It's great to kind of like, because we do have a good few aircraft now, you know, and it'll be fun just to go exploring there. In the middle of nowhere, look. So that's 2 carrier groups, 2 battle groups, right? Gotta get ready for work. Johnny Mon, good to see you, bud. Have a great day at work. Admiral Fletcher, Yorktown was his flagship. Ooh, nice. Nice. Well, lads, there we have it. It was a night of technological bejani, but we got through it. Tonight we did check out the MOZA AB6. I hope you found it helpful. Hopefully it has answered any questions you may have had if you're thinking about picking it up, or maybe not. But I do think, you know, one of the most friggin' awesome things now what MOZA have done, it's got to be these profiles. Think of the fun we're going to have with these profiles, changing how the aircraft feel and behave. For anyone who's coming to our Dublin meetup next Saturday week on the 15th, that very MOZA unit will be there if you want to try it out in person with these profiles. I'll make sure that they're up and running in the sim. If you want to get hands-on the equipment before you want to buy it. There's no affiliate links. I've no codes. I've nothing, right? My job, if at all possible, is just provide the information, because I look for it. If I'm going out to buy stuff, I'm like, Jays, I want to know what this is. So there's as I said, there's loads of YouTube videos out. XP72 did a fantastic review on it, and also Gripper Sim did a great review on it as well. So check out YouTube for all the different Forder as well. Sure, Howard flew it. He was flying a chopper around Jurassic World, do you know? But do be sure you check all of that out. And again, lads, just a massive shout out to Gibbo Ireland for kickstarting flightsimtease.com. Do be sure to check it out. Ramble over to the website flightsimtease.com. I'm wearing one of them right now, and it feels like happiness. Right, and while you're there, you can grab yourself a 10% discount by using the code TTM, and that's Gibbo's new venture, and we wish him the very best. And literally now he can never slag me clothing ever again in ever, because technically the man is dressing me. But anyway, do be sure you check that out. And yeah, if you have any further questions on the AB6 or anything that we cover tonight, catch us over on Discord, !Discord, that's where we hang about. We're back tomorrow morning. We're going to be flying in a helicopter. We're using On Air with some search and rescue missions based out of Baldonnel, bit of Irish Air Corps stuff. And then we're back. I'm not sure if I'm around tomorrow night. I'm 50-50 for tomorrow night, but we're definitely back then on Friday night. So still plenty more content to come this week. So lads, thank you all so very, very much indeed. If you're flying with World Flight, enjoy. And well, if not, we're going to catch you back here tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Zulu. And if you have any questions, as I said, drop them over to our Discord and we'll get you covered. So that's all from me. Until tomorrow, you take care. Oh no, oh god, oh dear. It's like a friggin' Olympic somersault. What was that, Dwayne? Brilliant. Wait. No Pox M is in the SG 30 something thing. Oh no, Nighthawk. Into beta, reversers, flaps in. Get out of beta. Get out of the beta. Ah! Get out of the beta. 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 Get out of the beta.
That's weird, the throttle doesn't move. Jerry Coogan, many thanks for the follow. Hang on, we need to get out of beta. No, that's backwards, Murph. Uh-oh. Get out of... Oh, we nearly tipped it over, lads. You see it? Jesus. Why won't you get out of beta, you devil? The controls are no longer agreeing with me. Right, what's it doing now? Not as beta. Stupid thing. Stop reversing. Ah, you need to go forwards. Do you know? Ah, don't hit me with a frying pan. Oh, jeez. This is here. You just hit me with a frying pan.
She didn't make a noise.
Of course I made a noise. You hit me with a frying pan in my head.
Turn around.
Why would you hit me with a frying... Don't hit me again. Ah! Yes, it makes a noise. You're hitting me with a frying pan. Annalisa, did you put her up to that? Jesus, me head. Oh, who hit someone? I mean, come on.